This was an episode with my friend Tristan. He is a magician, and we talked about some magic, some psychology, a bunch of different books, some video games, as well as a bunch of different movies. Talked a bit about COVID, a bit about politics, a bit about the election coming up, and yeah, we just talked about all sorts of stuff. This is a bit of a long one. Hope you all enjoyed it.
Cut me off whenever, because I honestly could do this till.
Word.
I have pot, so we could just sit here for hours.
Sounds good, man. Hey guys, welcome to episode 4 of the Hightide. It's your boy Ed here today. Today I've got my buddy Tristan here with me. And yeah, how are you doing today, man?
I'm good, man. How you been?
I'm alright, man. Yeah, it has been a minute. Last time we hung out, we had a pretty good chess game.
Yes, we did. We had a very good chess game.
That was like a 45-minute game.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember. Did you win that?
I think so.
I think you won.
It was a close game.
But yeah, it was so close, but it was like we need to do another one.
Yeah, we do. I wish we had time to do 2 out of 3 that day.
Yeah. No, I was gonna pass out, honestly. I was like barely holding on towards the end of that game.
Yeah, I was pretty stoned for sure.
Yeah.
It was the end of the night too.
I'm tired. So okay, psychology. Alright.
Oh yeah.
No, I like that magic. I like magic. I'm into that shit. Hell yeah. So, what have you learned so far? Give me a little brief.
In psychology?
Yeah, just like anything with like modern day, like I don't know, like advertisement shit like that. You know what I mean? Like kind of like.
I haven't done anything like that yet.
No. So what do you?
Mostly like Gen Psych. I honestly didn't like Gen Psych.
Really? Okay.
Gen Psych kind of sucked because it was like a lot of just bare bones basic shit, and then on top of that, I don't know, we didn't go in depth into any topic either. Like I personally, like I would rather learn about just one thing a whole semester and go like super in depth.
Yeah.
As opposed to learning about a bunch of shit and just kind of surface level.
Okay.
I took one that was like Survey of Human Development, so it's like how you're supposed to develop at every different age. And then right now I'm in like abnormal, so it's all about like the different disorders and shit.
Okay. Okay. Hell yeah. Okay. Disorders are fucking. No, I like fucking. I don't know. The human brain is such an interesting thing. It's like, it's such a powerful tool that we have no idea how to use yet.
Yeah, and it's like the biggest mystery, man.
No, yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Even with when you're doing magic, like one of the simplest parts of it is like misdirection. You know, so like.
Yeah, it has a lot to do with psychology, magic.
Oh
huh?
my god, yeah. Like the whole like everything. Your whole thing is an act, basically, which is great. And I just haven't done that part yet. I can do tricks, but like. I haven't put a routine, together.
Oh, okay.
So like I can show you different magic tricks that are cool, but I haven't had like a flow state where I can go from one to the other.
What's your favorite trick?
My favorite trick? My favorite trick is probably, man, that's a hard one. I know a lot. I have one that you've seen where it's like the original trick is on women's intuition, right? And you're supposed to like you give them the deck, you shuffle the deck in front of them, you give them the deck, you put out one red card, one black card, and you say now without looking at any of the cards, you put where the cards you think are red and black, and you separate. They do it all themselves.
Oh yeah,
it all happens in their hands.
I remember this one. Yeah,
it all happens in their hands, and then they're just like to reconstruct how that would have happened in your brain is just. Actually impossible. It's so difficult to do because of this one thing, and it's like, it's great. I like that one, but like, I really like. I've been getting into coin magic for the last like year or so.
Okay.
But it's so difficult. So difficult.
It's harder than cards.
Oh my god, cards are so easy. Like even to learn like.
Yeah, I don't know shit about
the coin roll is like insane. Like this. I know they can't see it.
Yeah, they can't see it, but that looks majestic.
Majestic, but this is. The majestic he's talking about is months and months and months of me dropping this on the freaking ground and just losing it, getting mad. I lost my ring, so I can't practice the one trick. That's actually my favorite, like right now, my favorite trick. I have one. I can take any ring, and I can pass it through my fingers.
What?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. So it's nice because the original trick, like, it couldn't be any ring. So, and I like that this one is, I can pick up within range, you know what I mean? It can't be like too small, basically, is the requirement. It's gotta like go over my finger. But yeah, no, I love that.
Shit.
No, I love, magic is so fun. It's so nice.
Well, when did you start doing all that shit?
I was a sophomore in high school.
No shit.
A little earlier. I mean, I dabbled in it. Dabbled in it in 8th grade a little bit. It was like simple shit. Kind of like heightened my... Like, this is kind of cool. Just because my parents had... Every Wednesday we had poker night. So I always had cards and poker chips around me. You know what I mean? And I was always watching poker games with my dad and my mom. And I'd always see the guys with the little poker chips fucking moving them around and shit. And like doing cool shit. And then I'd see magic tricks and I always had cards.
No shit.
But then no. And then...
Is there a lot of like counting cards in Magic?
No, that's counting cards. You're not even playing the game at that point. You're just
you're
not even enjoying yourself. You can't not focus. There's always something to focus on, especially if you're like trying to cheat at cards at a casino. Like it's like basically impossible at this point. They have cameras.
Did you ever play Red Dead?
Red Dead Redemption?
The second one?
Yeah.
I love the mission where you cheat at the poker table.
My favorite... I played the first one on PS2, Red Dead Revolver.
Oh, shit. I didn't play that one.
That's such a good one. That's classic. It's like more like linear-based main gameplay, but it's still like... The gun action in that was just... You felt like a cowboy. And then Red Dead Redemption came out, and it was like GTA, but like... fucking cowboys and Indians, like what?
That's a really sick premise.
And then they ruined the online of the second game. Ugh, it's so bad. The story is still really good, but the online is people are so mad. I spent $60 on that game to play with my boys, two of my boys, Jake Long and Gage. I don't know if you know him, and the online's pretty garbage, and it's not getting really any better. They didn't really add anything.
No
it's
shit.
like Anthem. I don't know if you.
I never really played the online for that. I want them to make a third Red Dead called Red Dead Revenge, and you play as the main guy's son at the end of the first one, and then you would like hunt down the motherfuckers that like everybody that like shot him at the end.
Yeah, because are you talking about the first game?
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption. Yeah.
Well, no, in Red Dead Revolver that happens too.
Oh no shit.
I think you're looking at the same person actually. I think it might just be a flashback. I don't know. In the first one, I don't know how that works actually. I know that the person in the first one is in the games of the other Red Deads, but yeah, no, in the first one, the first mission is you walk down. The first thing is you're like your dad's teaching you how to shoot. Not really. You're like shooting on your own, but he like kind of like told you to go practice by the cans, and then your fucking house gets raided by these guys and they kill your parents, and then like you grab this gun and your dad's gun and it burns your hand, and like you use that and then you go hunt down. It was pretty good. It was really good.
No shit.
Yeah.
I really like the zombie mode on Red Dead 1 too.
I never played it. It looked so cool, but I never played it.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
Yeah. No, was it just all of them were zombies, right?
Yeah, well, it was like John was like still alive, and it was like a different campaign. Like his wife gets bitten or some shit like pretty early on, and then like you just like tired of the bed, and then like go out and like do a bunch of shit. And I think you find that it was like made in Mexico.
It's like Dead Rising. You like Dead Rising?
I've played a lot of zombie games. Which one is that? That's the one where you're in like the mall?
That is the one where you're in the
mall. Okay.
No, I like... That one was interesting. The weapon building was pretty sick. You built a lightsaber. That shit was fun.
No shit.
Yeah, you could like take different items and put them together at a workbench, and it would create different weapons. And the first one you make is like a bat and nails, like classic.
Yeah.
But, like you could take like for a lightsaber, you took a necklace that you would steal from the jewelry store, a flashlight, and something else, and it would make a lightsaber.
I love the noises of lightsabers, man.
Is that not like? Tell me now. Tell me if I'm wrong. That's not the most desirable weapon out of any movie ever.
Yeah, it's the sickest weapon. Dude.
I mean, like Iron Man armor next, I would think. Green Lantern ring up there, but I think honestly,
it's
like
a
Thor's
basic hammer is like up there too.
No, I think if you take out the mystical aspects, like because superhero weapons are pretty sick, but like for just a normal, in the future weapon, a lightsaber is quite possibly the coolest. Like the sound they make, like you said, the sound they make, the fucking everything about it. It's just
dude. And you gotta like cut through a bank vault. You just cut your lightsaber right through.
There's like in the universe, there's one piece of armor that doesn't that lightsabers can't cut through, and then there's like 5 others that are resistant, but after a while it'll fucking break.
No shit.
Yeah. So.
What'd you think of the new Star Wars movies?
Ugh. I mean, like they're just, I don't know. They could have made them better, but I feel like they're just trying to milk it, and I wish they wouldn't be just trying to milk it and actually make good movies.
Yeah.
Because, like fuck, man, like they killed fucking what's his face right when he was cool, like right when he was.
Oh,
cool.
The main guy.
It's Ray and it's Kylo. Kylo.
Okay, yeah.
They killed Kylo, like, right when he was cool. Like, right when he was sick. Like, I was like, wow, I don't actually hate these movies anymore. This is kind of cool. And then he dies. And I'm like, that is so stupid, dude. Like, they didn't even... What?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I like the original ones better, for sure.
No, definitely. Like, even
though...
Dude,
I watched those on straight VHS.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. I mean, I used to... You know what's funny? I saw this thing the other day. It says, like, yo, people who were born between 2000 and 2003 still grew up like a 90s baby. You're just too pissed to admit it. And I was like, I grew up, I born 2000, dude, and I didn't have DVR. I had the old style cable, like, barely had cable. I even had bunny ears at one point, you know what I mean? Like, I grew up on fucking... the original Power Rangers and fucking all that shit, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't no...
Yeah, I watched a lot of, like...
I mean, I had some new shit, but...
Dragon Ball Z. I had, like, the whole collection on VHS.
I just got into that.
No shit.
No, like, I think, actually, I might have changed my phone back. Actually, no. I just got into it. But, I really like phones, too, if we ever want... I don't know how good, like, how much you like cell phones, and technology, basically, but phones are really cool.
Word.
But... No, Dragon Ball Z is... Like, I watch it now. Like, I never got into it when I was younger. But I didn't get into any anime when I was younger. I recently did. And I watched, like... I've watched Berserk, which is...
I've not heard of that one. What is that about?
I don't know if... Do you watch anime?
I used to watch Dragon Ball Z and, like, Naruto. But I guess that's,
okay,
that's
about
like, it. That's the most mainstream
You don't watch
anime.
You watch cartoons. No, but, like... No, those are both good. I mean, it's... Okay. Berserk. Get this. I'll tell you the concept right now. Picture this in your head, right? This is, first of all, this is right here, arguably, not even arguably, like most people that have a brain and like anime will tell you, this is the greatest character development of anybody through any comic, honestly, ever. Like, especially manga. You know what I mean? Like, so good. It's like, this kid first is born from the hung corpse of his mother. And is found by mercenaries. Right?
Oh, shit.
And this guy, the head mercenary, his wife wants to take the baby. She dies of some fucking disease, and he hates the kid, right?
Oh, no.
So then they're just making him fight. And so when he was young, like 4 or 5, they were making him pick up a sword, like a normal-sized sword, right? This is like...
You didn't have no Arya Stark fucking sword?
No, and this is like the premise of it, right? So then, right, imagine that, like a 3-year-old, 4-year-old picking up a sword. A normal-sized, giant, old, this is medieval times, so, like, steel fucking big sword, heavy sword, right? And as he grew up in this mercenary clan, his sword stayed that size to him, right? So, like, as he grew older, he just gained a bigger sword from a normal sword.
Oh, okay, right? I see, yeah, okay.
So he's massive. He gets, we see him, the next time you see him from a baby, you see him at, like, I want to say like 12 to 14 years old. And he's got a sword that people, when he walks through the crowd, they go... Or no, at this point he's like 16, 17, right? The next time you see him. And he's got like a sword that when he walks through, right? Because they're like, there's a war that's going on. Sorry, it's a little confusing. But like there's a war at this point and you come cut in. Because like first you saw like that he got picked up by those people. And then he goes on to his like, no, he goes through his life. And then it's like, then you cut to him, there's this war going on, and then there's this big guy on the opposing team that comes out, and he's the 100-man slayer, right? He's got this big, fucking huge armor on, and an axe, giant axe. He's killing all the people on their team, Guts' team, that's the character's name, Guts. And then you see him walk through, right? And everyone's like, what's this sword? What is this for show? Like, he's not gonna be able to swing this. Like, that's how big it is, right? They're like, what is it? It's like a 6-foot sword at this point, right? 6-foot sword. It's got like, it's probably like this wide, right? And then he's like walking through, and he fucking kills the guy, this 100-man slayer, right?
No shit.
So, and that's how he gets his name. And then this mercenary group sees that. They're called the Band of the Hawk, and the head guy is Griffith. And he sees Guts, and he goes, I want him on my team. They have this cool fight. But basically, then he becomes bigger, and he gets a bigger sword.
God damn.
It's a 10-foot sword. It's like, to describe it, they say you can't even describe it as a sword. It's just a slab of metal with a hilt. Like, 10-foot sword, it's like this much wide, like that wide. And he swings it at full speed, faster than full speed. And it's just a cool-ass concept. It's really good. And then the end of it, like the end of the first arc of it, it just... thought about it for months. It was pretty heartbreaking.
Yeah, some shows really, like, they end and you just really, like, reflect and, like, think on them, for sure.
yeah, you're perfect. No, that's... Yeah.
But it sucks when, like, a show is really fucking good, and then it either has, like, a really bad, like, couple of seasons, or, like, the ending is just horrible. Like, I think the last season of Game of Thrones was incredibly rushed, and I didn't really like the way it ended. It was, like, poetic,
I mean,
but...
like, everybody fucking hated it, you know what I mean? That was,
Yeah.
like, an outrage. Just because of what they gave to them, like, oh, yeah. They fucking were so pissed.
Yeah, and then, I don't know, do you watch The 100? I hated the way that ended.
I didn't see the ending. The 100, wait, is that the one where they're all dead at the end?
Like,
or is that the kids?
Kind of. They're like all dead, but they're like in like they're
They all die though, right? They all end up dying at the end of that. I know there's another show. Oh, that's Survivor or something, or The Island.
Oh, Lost.
Lost. Were they all just
okay.
actually dead at the end?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the other one?
The
100 I also have seen, which is the kids that are prisoners, right?
Yeah, and then they go back down to Earth. Yeah. Yeah, I won't spoil the ending for that, but I definitely
Oh no!
When you watch it,
I don't watch it. I don't.
Okay.
And also, I'm weird. I like spoilers because if I'm gonna watch it, I'm gonna watch it anyway.
Okay. Yeah, so like the ending is like I didn't necessarily like it for a couple of reasons. Like the whole premise of that show like was them like going back down to Earth and like finding Earth and like discovering Earth and shit. And then somehow they saved the planet has already been nuked to fucking shit, right? And that's like prelude to the show or whatever.
Yeah.
And then somehow like all the nuclear reactors are like now melting down, so they have to like save the world again from another nuclear disaster. They managed to save it from this nuclear disaster, but then I don't remember what the fuck happens. But there's like some type of disaster where like most of the planet is like straight irradiated, or maybe they fail to save the world when the nuclear reactors go out. Maybe that's what it is, and they end up like a bunch of them live in a bunker for a while, and then in the end, a couple of them go back up to space, and there's like this one valley left on the whole planet. Out of the whole planet, there's like one valley that's like livable, and then all these people, instead of like just living together and like sharing this like one last livable section, they like fight a war over it and like fucking destroy it. So they have to go up to space, and they're like. So they find like a whole new planet, and there's like a bunch.
It's not over?
No, it's not over.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah. So they go up to space. They're like in cryo. I actually think it should have ended there. There was like a really emotional scene, and then like I really feel like it should have ended there. That I think that was like the end of season 5.
Yeah.
And then season 6 and 7, there's just like a bunch of weird shit. There's like transfer of consciousness. There's like all sorts of crazy shit. There's like invisibility. There's like invisibility suits. There's like all sorts of weird, like crazy, like sci-fi
primitive
shit.
technology to then just like, oh yeah, up here we are like in because you gotta remember, right? They threw these kids down in like what is it, like 2133 or something like that. It's like
some shit like that.
It's like 100 or 1,000 years into the future or some shit like that, and they're down there using sticks and shit to fucking fight fucking creatures that are fucking them up. They go back up to space, and their parents like, we
Oh, no, that spaceship, like, crashes down to Earth. There's, like, a whole ass other spaceship that they, like, get on and, like, I don't know. There's laser guns and shit. Like, there's no lightsabers, but...
might as well be. They're, like, they're on the brink of it. They just haven't thought of it yet. They
and
probably could.
The way it ends, though, is ridiculous, because, like, earlier on in these seasons is, like, this fucking thing called the City of Light, and it looks like a tab of acid, and you, like, take it, and then you're, like, you feel no pain, but, like, this AI, like, controls you. But you're, like, alive, like, in this AI world, just, like, vibing, but this AI is, like, controlling your body, like, doing a bunch of shit. So, like, people that aren't, like, under the influence of this AI drug, like, think that it's you, and they're like, what the fuck are you doing? But really, like, you're just vibing in some AI world. And then that's, like, a big thing. They basically, like, decide, like, as a group, like, they have to say no to this, like, AI because, like, you know, they want to stay human and shit. So then... in the end, there's, like, a bunch of crazy shit happens, and it comes down to, like, a test for, like, the end of the world.
Yeah.
The end of the human race. There's, like, an alien being. You don't see the aliens, nothing like that. Well, you do kind of see the aliens, but they're in the form of a person.
Nice.
Yeah, right.
They gotta save money on the budget.
Yeah, right. But anyways, so it's, like, the AI, basically, there's, like, this, I don't know, there's, like, a portal between worlds and shit, so, like, you can go to different planets through, like, this fucking portal. And fucking, in the end, the AI basically, like, they try so hard to, like, achieve, like, or not the AI, but the alien. They just try so hard to, like, meet with the alien. They meet with the alien, and it's, like, this test to see if humanity is worthy to, like, join, like, this collective consciousness, right? And, like, she has good reason for it, but at the same point in time, like, it's such a Clark thing to do. She, like, walks in as this guy's, like, taking the test for all of the human race and just blows his brains out in the middle of the test, and the alien's just like, yeah, you failed. And then, like, everybody's destined to die. But then, like...
Wait.
But then this other guy, or this other chick is, like, Raven. I don't know if you've seen up to where Raven's in the show.
Okay.
But Raven ends up, like, convincing this alien to, like... save everybody. So then everybody just, like, all of their bodies just, like, drop, and, like, a fucking light beam shoots up into the air, and all the humans, like, join the collective, like, alien consciousness. And Clark's, like, the only one that's not allowed to join.
The blonde girl?
Yeah, she's the only one that's not allowed to join, and then she's just, like, ah, shit, like, I'm all by myself. And then, like, she just, like, walks over, and, like, a bunch of her friends, like, decided not to become part of the alien consciousness. So then, like, it's just, like, Clark and her friends, like, vibing on a beach, and they're just, like, on Earth again. Earth is fine. Everything's livable again. Like, I don't know. There was just, like, a lot of, like, plot holes, and I think the show got away from its roots. Like, if it would have ended after, like, they destroyed the planet again, and, like, they were up in space, and this guy, like, comes out and he's like, yeah, like, we found a new planet, this and that. Like, yeah, I guess it's still kind of a cliffhanger, but I think it should have ended there. Like, that would have been really fitting.
Yeah, there's worse. Have you watched
really
Dexter?
fitting. I haven't. I've heard it's good.
You haven't?
I have not seen it. I know, like, the basic premise. It's like a serial killer that hunts serial killers.
No, but no.
No?
I know, like, yes, it is. But, Ed, it's like, it's not just that. It is brilliant. Yeah. That and The Mentalist. Both of those shows are absolutely brilliant.
I haven't seen either.
Okay, so The Mentalist, right? Okay, so you know the premise of the Dexter. Dexter's he is a serial killer that kills serial killers, but so smart. And I mean, like, you're in it. The way the show is depicted is you're seeing it from Dexter's perspective, and you hear his thoughts. So like, you're just like
it's almost like a first person book.
It's straight first person, and it's so good. It's so good. Every show. Every fucking episode is so good. But then, The Mentalist. So he's a mentalist, if you know what that is. He's a psychic, basically.
Oh, okay.
So that's he's a psychic that then starts helping the police force track down this, like, super notorious serial killer. And he goes on this talk show and starts talking shit, like, oh, nah, he's not, I'm, like, too smart, basically, like, because he's very, basically, psychics, you know what I mean, they, like, are very observant, basically, is the premise of it, that he's very, very, very observant, really, and, so he was talking shit, and this murderer kills his wife and daughter, in his natural way of, he's got this thing where he like writes his symbol in their blood, and like one's killed in a bathtub and one's killed in a fucking bed, and yeah. So every episode he solves a sick ass mystery, and it's sick because it's different. It's in the premise of a show, right? You can't hear anybody's thoughts, and it's on him, really. You know what I mean? It's his show. But what it does is it shows what he is looking at all times, really, and shows what he's interested in. And, like, at the end of it, like, all the things he talks about is, like, things he actually did in the show, and you could have figured out on the way. But it's, like, really good. It's really clever. And I loved trying to figure it out, like, as it went on. Like, it's like this person and this person.
Yeah, some shows are just so fucking brilliant. Man.
Yeah, so good.
Like, I don't know, I can't watch, like, mediocre shows anymore. Like, I used to watch a lot of TV. Like, I don't watch as much TV now, so when I do, like, it's gotta be, like...
good show, yeah.
Yeah.
American Gods, you should watch that, too.
I've never heard of that.
I'm the same way as you. I'm not even kidding. I used to watch a lot of TV, and now, like, I really only watch, like, really good shows. Who is that? You can answer.
Nah. It's my cousin.
Oh, I thought it was Bryce.
Nah. Dude, this happens every time, man. Like, as soon as I start making a podcast, like, my phone just starts blowing up. It's ridiculous.
So do you record it and then put it up? Or
yeah,
is it live?
For sure. Yeah, this will be up in, like, today. I like to say the date during them, actually, too, so people know it's the 23rd of October. So this will probably be up, like, next week after.
Oh,
they're going to be a little quicker now because I got this new computer today, and it's a lot faster.
What do you do? Do you go and edit out stuff, or do you just, like...
Nope, I edit out nothing. Unless there's something that I guess, like, specifically is like, oh, I don't want you to put that part in there, then I'm like, alright, I'll snip that out. The only editing I do, which is not really editing, like, after the conversation, like, I go in and add an intro just saying, like, what we talked about. Pretty much just, like, kind of, like, just saying who the guest is and then, like, a brief description of what we talked about. Well, yeah. I don't know, it's not horrible. It was just really slow with the other computer.
No, I feel it. So, yeah, okay, so... I like computers, too. Oh, is this just fucking chilling with it? I like it. It gets the job done.
Yeah, for sure.
What kind is it?
I'm not sure specifically what kind it is. It's a Dell. But my old computer had, like, either only 2 or 4 gigs of RAM. It was a 2008 i3 processor. Didn't have solid-state drive. This one's got 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs solid-state drive, i5 core processor, and it's a touchscreen as well. It's got Windows 10 Professional.
You could probably play Valorant and Overwatch on that.
Really? I don't know what the graphics card is.
No, you can play Overwatch on a 2010 graphics card, like internals graphics card.
No shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Overwatch looks really nice, but it's not. It's only like 5 gigs.
No shit.
So honestly, you should download it on your goddamn PC, and we should play some Overwatch.
I'll look into it for sure. For sure.
I forgot it's not free.
Yeah.
Definitely look into some game like Valorant. Valorant will run on this.
No shit.
Smite. I don't know if you like Smite.
That's a battle royale, right?
No, that is a...
Oh, I'm thinking of something else then.
No, that's it's a do you know League of Legends?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a third-person League of Legends. So,
okay.
Because I don't like League of Legends because of the type of movement in the game. It's point to move, click to move.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that. And it's also like it's like
I actually kind of feel like Overwatch is almost like a first-person version of League of Legends.
No, so yeah, what's cool about that is Smite Overwatch takes characters from Smite.
What?
Yeah, and League of Legends.
Yeah, Trace is in League of Legends, right?
Yeah, more like a type of character, and so is like Moira. But same like
okay.
There's a Moira. There's a person called Hell. So Smite is like all these gods, right? So Hell has basically Moira's power. She has 2 stances, right? So she doesn't have an ultimate. She has like her 4 key instead switches her stance, and that changes her first 3 abilities that she has to healing. So she has a damage form and a healing form.
Okay.
And she throws out a like ball type thing.
Yeah, that's more intuitive.
No, it's like it's not the same. It's really, but it's like this. Moira is like a wink to that. Same with like so Vulcan and in Smite is like Torbjorn. He has a turret.
Oh, okay.
And he can like hit the turret to fucking.
Dude, I remember when his turret used to like upgrade to level 3. I like that so much better than spitting lava everywhere.
I remember when they I got into Overwatch a little later than everybody else.
Well,
so the big change for me. So I did see the Symmetra change. I was there when Symmetra had the shield that pushed forward.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
Okay, you don't remember that? So maybe
I played way later than that. I played like right before they added Ash.
Oh, really? Holy shit. Okay, so I haven't played a long. I think. No, yeah. So I started like right as they changed. So yeah, her. Do you know what it used to be?
No.
Okay, so her. What's her face? What is her name again?
Symmetra?
Symmetra, yeah. She used to have 6 turrets, and she used to be able. She had a Sigma shield, basically.
What?
That would hers would just go forward. She would just push it, and it would just go forward. Okay, and that's it. Like you couldn't do anything. You just continue forward. And her ultimate was the teleporter.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
And it could go like halfway across the map.
No shit.
So that was pretty nice. And then fucking Symmetra, Sombra.
Mm-hmm.
Her teleport used to last. Like you throw her teleport thing down, and it would only be up on your screen for 15 seconds, and then it would either disappear or you'd have to instantly teleport back to it.
Oh, okay.
And her invisibility only lasted 10 seconds.
I think that probably would have been better than it is now.
What do you mean? It's so OP now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's but her gun is just you have to hit the headshots or it's worthless. Absolutely worthless.
That's what's hard with Overwatch is because like I try to get a lot of people into it because it's definitely one of those games I don't enjoy playing it by myself as much as I do with people. But there's such a learning curve with all the heroes and how they counter each other and just the different elements to it.
I don't know, man. Honestly, Overwatch itself that's the problem with Overwatch right now is that it doesn't have that right now. There's not very many. At this point, it's just like we just need a character that kind of deflected the last character that we put out, and like it just but they don't really. The problems. It's either when I play it. The best way to describe it is when I win, we win really good. We do really good.
Yeah.
And when you lose, you do fucking awful. You just get stomped into the ground, and it's because the characters are at this point poorly balanced, and I like the game modes. That's what's keeping it alive. The game modes is really fun, and then like you can get back into the gameplay. And if you're like me, I don't take games seriously. Yeah. I like to be good at a video game. Don't get me wrong, but I don't take them seriously, so I don't get super angry. So it is a fun game to play. I still have it on my computer because it is a fun game to play with your boys. It's definitely right there.
Yeah, I wish I had it on PC. Like, I'll look in to see if I can maybe run it on this. I don't want to run too much shit on this. I mostly use it for school and podcasting, but...
Well, you can get the Steam app on it, and then you can run a diagnostics check.
Oh,
and it'll tell you what you can run.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's dope. Hell yeah. Because if I got it on PC, I'd definitely be able to play with a lot more people. I only have one buddy that plays on Xbox with me. That's Chase. You know Chase.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We game out most nights. We made new accounts and because we got trapped in gold. I don't know if you've ever been like trapped in gold, but everybody just leaves. Team chat is so toxic and shit, and so we got new accounts and
gold.
It's been
gold in every game is always the actual copper.
Yeah,
like people who are in copper. I can't even say that because like I couldn't get out of copper in Rainbow Six, dude. It's so bad, dude. Because people in copper are just either throwing or they leave.
That's the thing.
Or they're garbage, or they're just Smurfs.
Team chat is so toxic too in lower ranks. Yeah. But Chase and I've been playing quick play against like diamonds and high platinums lately on our new accounts. But to get to level 25 on Overwatch is a grind and a half.
Yeah, I've been grinding. My buddy bought me this game called Deep Rock Galactic. Ooh. It's so good. Have you ever watched Love, Dead, and Robots?
No, I've heard of it.
You've heard of it?
Yeah.
You need to watch it.
Alright.
Okay, have you ever seen Black Mirror?
Seen a couple episodes.
Okay, it's like the premise of Black Mirror where like each episode is just a different mini-movie, except it's way better. It's like 1,000, they're cartoons.
Oh, okay.
And it's each cartoon is a different style. It's a different person. It's a whole different person.
Oh, no shit.
And it's
That's
amazing.
pretty dope. That's
pretty dope. So good. Oh my god. It is. I mean, each one, I'm in it. It's like, what the fuck is going on? There's like one or two that are like, but they're like kind of funny.
Did you ever watch the Black Mirror movie? I
didn't
like
even
that.
watch Black Mirror. I watched a couple episodes.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of Black Mirror the show, but the movie was pretty cool.
Okay.
You could make it was kind of like a Telltale game. Like you could just make choices, and the movie had several different paths and shit.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, like the movie would stop,
like
and then it
adventure
would.
books. Did you
Yeah.
I used to cheat.
Yeah,
I'd read it a couple times. And then I'd like get a couple answers. And then after I just go read through all the endings, I'd find the one that I want, and then I'd just like make my way back through that, with just looking at the pages, and then I'd read that.
Dude, I found this one book one time. I don't even remember what it was called, and I don't know if I actually fully read it a lot, like all the way through. Like I read a lot of books as a kid, and I'm like, I can't remember half the books that I read when I was younger. Like I remember premises, but not like the actual titles, which sucks. But this one book, it had like a cover, and then if you flipped it over, it was like another cover, and it was two books, and then they in one.
I know
and
what you're
then
talking
they
about.
They met in the middle, and then but you could read them in either order.
Really?
Yeah.
I just know I know the book you're talking about. I've definitely seen that before. That's like a definite memory. I definitely have remember all of the books that I've read, like books that I've read, like textbooks and shit. I don't really count, but like honestly, I read. If you were to like ask me a question, like kind of give me a reminder, I would definitely like start remembering pictures from it. But like for books, no, I've read some fucking. I read like the Vladimir Todd series.
No.
It's a vampire book.
Oh, okay.
But it was okay. But listen, it wasn't one of those. It was.
No, I can get behind vampires.
No, yeah, but like no. See, yes, it's cool. No, it's a cool version of vampire. There's some vampire books that are like fucking weird.
Like
no, but he's like it starts at his yeah, fuck yeah. Those movies were kind of cool though. I kind of like.
I never watched them, to be honest.
Yeah, when I was younger, it was kind of cool. I like superpowers though. That's why. And they each had their like individual superpower, and that's what made it cool to me. But no, so this book is about this fucking. It starts out. There's, I think, 4 books, and it starts his 9th grade year in high school, and he's been a vampire. He's half vampire, half human, and he can. He doesn't need. He can wear suntan lotion outside without burning up.
Oh, okay.
So he goes to school. So his aunt, his dad was a vampire. His dad was like a super powerful vampire, and his mom was just a human. And his aunt is taking care of him now because his mom, I think, is dead, and his dad's fucking somewhere in the premise. And his aunt like makes him like she's a nurse, so she's able to bring blood back every so often.
Okay.
And, like,
he's got a system going.
Yeah, hell yeah. So they've been doing this. So then she like takes the cream out of his. Do you know the cupcakes, the Hostess cupcakes? She takes the cream out of the middle of those and puts blood in the middle of those and like infuses it with blood.
That's hilarious.
And what's funny is one time somebody is bullying him and takes his lunch and takes one of those and takes a bite out of it, and it's fucking blood, dude. And the guy got so freaked out. It's like later, and that's like 11th grade. So like, but. Anyway, so yeah, it's a really, really, really good book, and they all have cool powers, and it's like, I like books that have like a sick main character. He's got to have a love interest. You always got to have a love interest. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what keeps it, you know what I mean? And then you got to have that cool, on the edge all the time, fucking what's happening, what's happening, lay down sometimes, what's happening. It's sick. No, it's a really good series. Like I said, it goes through his whole high school career until he's like 18. I don't know. It's sick. Recommend it highly.
Yeah, I've never like watched a lot of vampire shit. I really enjoyed Penny Dreadful. That was kind of like a bunch of shit mixed into one. It was like Frankenstein, the whole werewolf deal, vampires, and like
is it an older movie?
It's a show. It's a bit of an older show.
Maybe not.
It actually I think it got canceled.
Really?
Unfortunately, yeah.
That's upsetting.
But it just had like the lore of like a bunch of like those old ass books, and the main guy was like a fucking cowboy gunslinger, yeah. And the main guy was a straight cowboy gunslinger, but he was like also a werewolf, and he like didn't know he was a werewolf.
No, just.
Yeah.
And I'll pack it on.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, continue.
Well, yeah. So This guy was like a straight like cowboy gunslinger.
Yeah.
And was like a werewolf. He didn't know he was a werewolf, and
Nice.
his love interest was kind of like a vampire. Or I don't know if she was a vampire actually. It's been a minute since I watched that show, but it had something to do with vampires. Like Dracula is in like the second or third season maybe.
Okay.
And that's actually a really good show.
Yeah, I do like this.
It's all like olden times, so I think it's like the 1800s maybe. And you see a little bit of America as well as like Europe, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
I'd love to go to Europe and just see like all the old cities and shit. Like London.
It's definitely probably a beautiful place. I've been on a couple cruises that have gone like south, and it's always it's always a nice view.
Yeah, I've not traveled as much as I would like to have.
I just
I'll
was
get there at some
fortunate.
point.
I will admit that. Like my parents are like definitely middle class, and my dad runs a company, so
Oh shit.
yeah. And then so my dad was just able to do that. Plus my mom is like one of those basic white moms. I need this. I need that.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to Maine when I was younger with my parents, and then I went to New Hampshire recently. Been to Canada a few times.
Hell yeah.
Been
No,
to
I've only been to
Vermont.
Canada once, unfortunately.
Dude, I've been to Canada a couple of times. I used to do karate when I was like younger. Like it wasn't. I can't really say I did karate. Like it
Went
was.
to a couple classes.
It was no. I went to several classes and like it was like I was in like second grade, so it was like the Pee Wee level shit. And I fucking I don't even remember what belt that was. I think it was like blue maybe. But it wasn't like anything crazy and super serious like martial arts. I want to get into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu eventually.
No, you should.
But
should.
I ended up going to a tournament in Canada, and I think I got like a second place medal. And then the last time I went to Canada was a wild story. Let me hit this and I'll tell you that
I have a
story.
wild story too. That's awesome. How old were you?
When I did the tournaments in Canada, I was like second grade probably. The last time I went to Canada, I was still in high school. I want to say I was in like 11th or 12th grade. So,
18 yet?
no, I don't think so. And that was with my mom. So this,
No, so this is a crazy story.
not like a super crazy story,
Yeah, but it's not like alcohol and fuel.
Oh,
it's
no,
like,
no, no.
It's like
yeah, it's like a
one of
more
this every
like,
day.
it's a more like sober story.
Yeah. No, but it's like you wouldn't have this every day. Like this is never.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay.
So this guy that I know, his he happens to be a felon, so he's not allowed to leave New York State, right? And he ends up accidentally he has a bunch of dogs, they're running around and shit, and shit happens. He accidentally backs up over one of his dog's legs, right? Dog is straight fucked.
Oh my
This
God.
dog is fucked.
In Canada?
No. In New York. But
Okay,
like
yeah.
in our local area, man, like the vets, they do what they can, but like they're not anything, like super
They're not
high
surgeons.
end,
They're just like
Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna put a brace
and
in.
at the end of the day, like you can't fix everything, Well, anyways, so this dog's leg is fucked, and all the vets up here like were either just like didn't really have that great of a plan to like go about it, or like didn't want to help the dog, or like whatever, like I don't know, like it was just not the best service possible up here. And in Canada, there's this vet. So, and it's like state of the art, like top of the line. But this guy can't go to Canada. So my mom and I, we go over and, dude, this dog is like freaking out. I'm in like the back of like an SUV, like all the seats are full down. This dog's like laying down. I'm just like chilling with this dog, like petting it and shit. Straight freaking out, dude. We go over the border patrol guy's like, what the fuck?
You're like, you gotta save my dog, man.
And I was like, we're just like, we gotta take this dog to the vet, like all this shit. So like, long story short, we end up going to this vet, dude, and they did the craziest shit for this dog. Like they straight like reconstructed this dog's leg, like put metal plates and shit. And this dog, like the guy that I know, he definitely had to bring this dog through a lot of physical therapy and shit.
Yeah.
But the dog made a full recovery.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
and it was definitely like a wild story. But
that's crazy. That is a crazy.
Yeah, that's the last time I went to Canada.
Oh, damn, dude. Fuck, I would. Well, I've walked in, before I get to my Canada crazy story, I've walked in, my family, my mom, we have 2 labs and 1, like, teacup fucking mutt. It's like a rat. I love her, but she got a Siamese cat, a little kid.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to have a Siamese.
Yeah, it's cute as a little fucking cat. And we went to bowl, and I left early. Oh man, we went and I left early because I was gonna go hang out with my buddies. And I got back, and the cat was dead.
Damn.
But my dogs like played with it like a chew toy. That's why I hate when quick little off braid. That's why now, when I have those little squeaky toys, dude, one of my dogs, every time I'd squeak at it, would get so nervous, and I never understood why. And then she would just take it, she wouldn't chew it, she'd just go over and sit by it. I never understood why, because my other dog would just play with it. And now I get it, dude. Like, you can, like, that teaches a dog that, like, those little animals are just toys, and they will just, they didn't mean it. And afterwards, they knew. And after, like, honestly, my mom, like, noticed it when we, like, went to go bury the cat. The dogs, like, were crying. Like, they like, knew that they fucked up, and they were, like, sad and depressed. So then my mom got new kittens. So yeah, that's a fucked up story. But no, my Canada story is my buddy and I go up to Canada. We're 18 and we're gonna go clubbing. First of all, we're retarded. We go up Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, so what the fuck is there to do on a Wednesday, Thursday? All right, but we're fucking. Let's do it. We're going. We get up there. And I have no Canadian dollars right now. So
oh shit.
So I get there and I'm like, oh, they don't take American money at all up here, and then he's like, no.
You think they would?
Yeah,
it's
right
more,
there. It's right there. Yeah. So he's like, no, and I was like, oh, and he had like taken out because he's like, his parents are like super liberal and always prepared, and also like super fish heads, so they already knew. They were like, I love his parents, right? So like they were like prepared. He's got like a basically like sleeping bag, fucking. The only thing that wasn't prepared was him, right, to go clubbing, right? So we get there, blah blah blah. We have a nice weird. Another thing too, I got a fucking Airbnb, and I thought it was an apartment to ourselves, and it was like a community apartment. So it's a small 1-bedroom apartment that's like 3 beds in the living room. That's like the size of your room here. You know what I mean? A kitchen, and then 2 beds in the like main bedroom. So whatever, it was cool. We met some cool people actually, and one of the girls was French, and she was from France coming in. It was like people like from around the world, so it was sick. And she like gave us beer the first night we were there because there was nothing going on. We just walked around, watched a movie, we fucked around and shit. And then I ended up finding an ATM that could like take my card and then give me fucking Canadian dollars from it. So it was nice. I liked it. It was sick. Because I remember my card works in Canada and Mexico. I was like, fuck yeah, I remember that now. So then my mom told me if I ever go to Canada, she like before I left, she goes like, make sure you go to a strip club, and I was like, for real? She's like, no, yeah, for real. And I was like, hey, okay. We walk around, we go to this bar, nothing's happening. We walk up on there's these 2 girls also at the bar, and there's this like community bar game going on, and the waitress, God bless her soul, man, what a fucking girl, dude, goes, hey, you guys should all partner up. 2 girls and me and my buddy. Pretty girls. And we're like, we were thinking about talking to him too, and we just didn't know how, because we're fucking 2 fucking nerds. And I was like, okay, yeah. So we're talking to him, we're doing the game, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to, like, honestly pull out some magic, and they just weren't interested at all. I already knew.
How can you not be interested in magic?
What the fuck? I was like, yeah, no, like, I do magic, blah, 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 and she's like, oh, nice, yeah. I was like, wow, that's the first, but, like, you know, you're gonna get them, whatever, I don't fucking give a shit. But my buddy was like, he's like, I started to notice that she definitely didn't want to talk to me anymore, so then they ended up leaving. We ended up finding we walked around for an hour and a half to find a strip club, right? Drunk, fucked up, right?
Were you in Montreal?
Yeah.
No, okay.
So he's got like $30 left or something like that, $20, and I've got like $130 to my name. And so we walk in, we both buy a beer, so he's down to like $20. And now we're sitting at the fucking place. Girls are coming over to us, talking to us, blah, blah, blah. We're talking, right? A couple rounds of girls come around, and then this one round of girls come over. We're talking to them. I'm having a good conversation with this girl. And my buddy, on the other end of the conversation is talking to that girl and goes, "Oh yeah, we don't have any money." And the girl, mid-conversation, turns over to the girl that I'm talking to, taps her on the shoulder, goes, "They don't have any money." Gets up and leaves.
Damn.
I said Slade.
Oh, I know.
You realize,
No
yeah, Slade. I was like, you realize, Slade, that, like, they're not going to come over, no one's going to come over anymore. They're just going to all go tell that they're going to go over and tell people that we don't have any money when I have money and you don't. Like, I'm trying to get a dance. Like, fuck you and your poor ass, right? So then he has enough money. Like, I end up, like, we're there for, like, an hour. I'm scouting out. Like, I want, like, a good dance if I'm going to spend money. There's one girl that, like, is staring at me the whole time she's dancing, the whole time. So I was like, alright, yeah, fuck yeah. You gave the interest, let's do it. She was really hot. $80 for a 15-minute dance. Okay? Then, right, we walk up there. We get into the booth. And the guy tells me, that's escorted us, tells me, "Oh yeah, you have to buy yourself and the lady a drink." And I said, "Well, I still have a half a beer. Does that count?" He goes, "No." So I have to chug the half a beer I have and buy another one. She gets a Sprite. It's $10 fucking
for a Sprite.
It's literally a 4.5. It's like 3.5 inches tall for that one of those like fucking like dollar cups that you can buy. The shitty ones, the ones that like crumple as you're drinking it. It's awful, right? Does it right? Then listen. So now I had another beer, right? We're going to the dance, right? Does this bitch not take a fucking sip of this Sprite that I paid $10 for, right? Do you know how hard it is to focus on a woman dancing on you while you're straight fucked up and you're just thinking, is this bitch not gonna get thirsty while she's not even working it right now? Like, this is not even as hard as she's gonna go, dude. I just bought her a $10 fucking Sprite and this bitch is not even gonna take a sip at it. Not even a sip, right? So then, right now I only have like $80 cash on me, so I go to my bank account and I see like, if I take out this money to pay her with a tip, it's like, there's no more taking money out of an ATM type money in my bank account, you know? And I'm like, all right. She's like, "Is there a problem?" And I'm like, "No." Give her the money, we leave. And fucking, my buddy ended up getting a $20 no touching dance. So like no clothes come off, they just like dance in front of you privately. And we walk out, and I'm like, shit, my vape is gone.
Oh no!
I think I left it upstairs in the booth, and my buddy looks at me and he's like, "You dropped it in the chair," and I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude!"
Hell yeah.
And that's like the craziest it got for me. But the dance was pretty good. I thought about that for a little bit, but fuck, that bitch didn't even take a drink. Didn't even take a drink. What the $10 for a fucking Sprite, dude.
That's crazy.
$5 shots. $10 beers. That's what that was. That was the biggest thing in my head that I couldn't get my head around.
Yeah, that's
$5 shots and $10 beers. That doesn't make any sense, though, right? I'd rather 2 shots for $10, right, and get wasted off 4 shots for $20 instead of 2 beers for $20.
Yeah, typically beer is like cheaper than shots, I feel like.
Yeah, no, man, it was blowing my mind because, like I said, I go on some cruises with my family. And, like, when you go to those poor places, dude, you can get beers for fucking $1. Like, straight Coronas for, like, $1. Like, the island shit for, like, $1. Yeah, dude.
Corona's actually, like, my favorite beer.
Corona's the best beer, yeah.
I like Coronas and the Angry Orchards.
Yeah, no, honestly, I don't like drinking, as you know.
Yeah,
and
I'm not a big
like
drinker.
The only
either.
2 that I like. Yeah, I'll smoke, actually. Forgot to do that.
Yeah, I'm a big smoker. I don't drink much. Like I was telling you earlier before we started this, when I have to write, like, a big paper for school, like, I won't get drunk at all, but I will literally drink, like, 1 beer an hour, or, like, an hour and a half. And, like, I will sit there for, like, 8 hours straight and just write, like, a 10-page paper.
Really?
Yeah, and just drink, like, 1 beer an hour.
I wish I could write. I think in my head a lot. I'm, like, in my head all the time, and I wish I could bring ideas out. And that's why, like, I was always really jealous of people who could draw really well. Because, like, my buddy's super good artist.
I was, too, but then, like, I'm big into writing, so, like, I kind of realized that that's my, like, creative outlet. I can't draw worth a damn.
I know, I'm the same way.
But I used to be pretty envious of people that could draw, for sure.
No, you gotta fuck it. This guy, his name is Noah Smith. So, he showed me this picture first, and then he has a finished one that he did for, like, because I said that I really enjoyed this, because it's chess themed.
Oh, okay.
Right? So he's got, like, a story that goes on. This is the villain in his story. I know they can't see it, but just imagine the person is an octopus villain, but, like, she's like super intelligent and loves chess, and that's how he has to beat him. It's a giant chess game.
Okay.
Yeah, and so he ends up finishing it, and he's got like a little cool. He's got a cool character that he draws, and I was like, dude,
I'm one of my buddies that I'm planning on having on soon. You definitely don't know him. His name's Alex, but he fucking has a guy custom making him here in town a chess set out of like marble and clay and like hand molding all the pieces.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, I'll have him give that guy a shout out on the episode he's on for sure. But
that's sick.
I always love handmade, handcrafted shit. Like my stepdad the other day showed me, dude. It was the coolest fucking thing. He's a welder, and he made his dad, my grandfather, a bottle opener, and it was all like welded metal, and then it was literally Thor's hammer, and then on the end of the hammer had like the opening for a bottle opener. So you like stick the hammer over the bottle opener, and then like use it to pry it out.
Picture of that.
Yeah, I'll get you a picture of it.
My best friend
it's
welds,
cool though,
and he used to weld art. Nico,
nice.
I don't know if you ever met Nico.
I've not.
Probably not. Yeah, so he like my best friend welds art. He would love that. I'm not even kidding. That sounds so sick. That's so cool. I love shit like that, especially now. Like I'm a big superhero nerd. You love that, so. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I definitely once I started writing though, I kind of realized like that's kind of like I'm not super crafty with my hands. Like I can't really build shit that well, and I definitely can't draw. But like writing is definitely my creative outlet.
Hell yeah, dude! I love story making and storytelling. It's just like, and that's what I gotta. My magic routine I'm trying to do. I'm trying to like start like implementing the storytelling I like doing into that magic. And
okay.
Keeping it, you know what I mean? So, because I like comedy a lot, so I kind of want to be like a comedic magician.
That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But like, I'm thinking about it as like in a magic trick, right? Like, yes, I'm talking, but like learning about comedy and like how it also is a flow and not just like as easy as it seemed, because before it looked so easy, and now it's like, you know, it's like definitely like
you learn a lot about comedy and like the science behind it watching Joe Rogan.
Oh dude, I love that too. Yeah. That's a lot of the fucking a lot of that comes from a lot of the passion that's all of a sudden coming out, because I wanted to do this, but I also want to be an architect because I really like that too, and I like have that job right now. But like the more and more I do it, I just like I'm sitting at an office job and I'm like, I just want to talk to people. Really, that's just what I think all day. I just want to be having a conversation. That's why when you said this, dude,
I thoroughly enjoy podcasts. I enjoyed every single one I've done so far.
Hell yeah, dude! I will, dude. I'll come on anytime.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, I honestly want to make one, honestly.
Yeah, it's not too hard to do. Like, we have the bare bones set up here. It's just one mic. Eventually I'll have two mics. I do want to do headphones too. Rogan talks a lot about that. You know, you can hear each other at the same level. I do feel like that would help a little bit, but... Yeah,
I do like that. No, fuck yeah. No, I see, but I really like... Rogan's is nice because it's him and somebody, and Rogan is just really dope, right? But honestly, duo podcasts too are just like, have you ever watched Stiff Sock?
I've not. The only duo podcast I've seen is Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura.
And that one is so fucking good, dude. I just found that one, right? And I have been binge watching that.
Yeah, I just found that recently
I just put it in, dude. Put my phone to the side, dude. And I try so hard not to fuck. Bert Kreischer is so... Both of them, honestly, are hilarious. But Bert and both of them together is just... I mean, fucking priceless, dude. Couldn't get... Every episode, dude. I just can't. I can't hold it in, dude. It's so funny. He's so funny, dude.
Yeah, I originally tried to do a duo podcast, actually. It was, a trio podcast, actually. The original, like, before this had ever aired, the original, like, I took the name from it because I came up with the name and I liked the name, but the original version of the Hightide, which I took all that down, it was not that good. One, the audio quality was, like, absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
And we had three of us. It was me, Bryce, and our buddy Preston. But we like... I like this where we can just kind of talk about anything. Like we did like topics per episode, and that got kind of like mundane, and then like I don't know, just hard because if you want to talk about something, but it's outside the topic, like we always found ourselves with that.
Yeah.
And then the one guy, Preston, I love him to death. Like he's a good dude, but like he's just kind of like a very like mellow, like go with the flow. So like you know, like you'd ask him like a deep question, and he'd just be like, "Oh yeah, I agree with what you said," and it's like, I kind of wanted you to converse,
elaborate.
you know.
Well, like, I mean, just our conversation so far, we started at what? Where? And we've talked about what? And there's so many possibilities this could
Oh,
lead
yeah,
to,
yeah. We've
you know
talked
what I
about a
mean?
lot of shit.
I just like it to be like a waterfall, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Just talk about random shit, whatever
Yeah.
we feel like talking about.
The only shitty part about that is, like, sometimes it can, like, spew off, but you gotta, like, kind of, like, alright, here, you gotta find a stopping point, and then, like, alright, only here, and then, you know, go back into it, you know?
You want to hear some funny shit?
Yeah.
So the episode I did with Chase, I don't do it anymore because I feel like there might be issues with copyright and just overall audio quality. But in the first few episodes, I had like some straight coffee shop like lo-fi music going in the background, right? And so Chase and I were nerding out, dude. Like we were talking about Overwatch for like a hot like 20-30 minutes, and then there's like a YouTube ad, and then I like bitched about the ad. And then that completely changed the topic off of Overwatch, just the ad
dude,
coming
it's
up.
great.
Like, it was hilarious.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I mean, switch it right now. Fucking aliens.
You want to talk about aliens?
Fucking Joe Rogan classic. Let's just do it. What's your thing? What's your thing on it right now? What do you think's going on?
With aliens?
Yeah, what do you think is like if aliens exist right now, where do you think they are to us? Like, do you think they're watching us? Do you think they're among us? Do you think they're a planet away? Do you think they're a fucking galaxy away?
So I did an episode on my buddy's podcast the other day, and I talked about this, but I think that aliens are like around, not all the time, and I think that like you can sometimes feel like a presence in the room, and I think that they're invisible. And I think, I think they've been here. I think they're not, like, super common and super rare. And, the thing is that, one, like, if somebody is getting abducted by aliens, chances are, like, their mind is going to be fucked and altered. And aside from that, too, like, it does draw a lot of schizophrenics to it. So that's kind of difficult. So I don't necessarily believe everything I hear. But I have a personal, like, experience, right? So there's this one night, dude.
Yeah.
I'm laying in my bed. My room was set up a bit different than it is now, but I'm laying in my bed, and I had this dab torch that had been sitting on the floor, right?
Yeah.
It had been sitting there all fucking day without moving, like it was just sitting there.
Yeah.
And there's no breeze coming in my room, no nothing. And I'm just, like, laying in bed, like, watching YouTube, right? And out of nowhere, dude, like, I just got goosebumps, kind of. And I just kind of felt like something was in the room. And then this dab torch just falls over. And, like, out of nowhere, dude. And I was like, what the fuck? And then, like, I kind of just, like, shrugged it off. I was like, I don't know, maybe, like, a fucking train went by or something. But, anyways.
That's a really good one. But yeah.
Like, I didn't hear anything, but I was like, I don't know. I was kind of just like, oh, whatever, But, then all of a sudden, dude, I literally, because I know your phone's listening to you, but, like, I didn't say it out loud. I didn't anything. I literally thought it in my mind. Like, I see this fucking ad, and I was just thinking in my mind, like, it's a shitty ad. I never want to see that again. And all of a sudden, like, my phone, like, instead of going to the video, it replays the same ad. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I hit the home button, and, like, my YouTube app, like, glitched out. And, like, I shit you not, dude, it was, like, playing this ad in the middle of my phone with, like, a bunch of weird shit in the background. Like YouTube was, like, trying to close but couldn't close, and it just kept playing this fucking ad. And I was, like, really, really, really scared. Like, I was very concerned. But I think that aliens do have telepathic abilities, and that they can also go invisible. Personally, I think aliens are really just, like, not necessarily human, but they're more technologically advanced, and they may even just be, future versions of humans.
That's true. There's like do you ever see that picture of like the fucking ape and the fucking alien? And it's like, y'all not ready to talk about this, and it's like a baby, like a human baby in the basket. Mm-hmm. It's like a chimpanzee. It's like a picture of a chimpanzee. The picture of like Moses and, Yeah, Moses and Mary, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
The baby. Instead, it's like an alien, a chimpanzee, and it's like.
Oh, no shit.
So, let me ask you, how do you decipher that from not being ghost?
Well, I think the reason that, I'm not thinking ghosts is just because of the way that my phone was glitching out and shit.
Yeah, but like, if you've ever watched any ghost TV shows, ghost hunting TV shows, they always use frequencies on, that's true though, that's
possible.
internet shit. Okay, so that's actually true. No, I feel you on that, actually. I feel you on that hardcore.
But yeah, I don't know, ghosts, I believe in ghosts as well.
Yeah.
I don't know, I like to, I'm not like a hardcore believer per se, but like, and I take some of the shit I hear with a grain of salt. But what I will say is, like, I believe that they're not out of the realm of possibility. Yeah,
I like to think that too, because if you really get into it, if you think there's ghosts, you think that there's some type of afterlife, and I think it's at a subatomical, or whatever the fuck that word is, level. Energy can't be ever destroyed, you know what I mean? I think somehow the energy that you once were, because, like, this thing that, like, makes us think is, like, somehow something is happening, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's just, and that's what I mean by fascinating, like, we can, like, all this shit happening in our body, we should be able to control it. Because technically, if you think about it, this brain right here that makes us do this shit, we should be able to tell our brain what to do in our body, right?
Yeah.
You think about it like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you should.
So that's why when you think of that monk shit, where they're, like, getting their chi, what if meditating, right? What if meditating, I'm literally thinking about this right now, right? What if meditating is fucking, like, just, like, thinking really hard? Not even, like, clearing your mind, but, like, also having, because you can't really clear your mind, but you can subconsciously clear, you know? And, like, what if that's just, like, telling your body what to do, in a way, you know what I mean?
Have you heard of people reaching DMT-like states of meditating and, like, yoga and shit?
Yeah. Yeah, you can, because your body can produce it.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you die. You just trip, like, you take, like, 4 times the amount of a person.
Yeah, the trippiest thing, like, I've ever heard in relation to that was, like, so when you die, supposedly, I don't know how true this is, it's just, like, a thing that I heard, but supposedly your brain is active for 7 minutes, and, like, in that time, like, your brain is, like, releasing DMT and, like, all this stuff, and I've heard it said that you're, like, a lot of people, especially people that have been brought back from the dead, like, from drowning or whatever the fuck it is, a lot of people have experienced, like, their life plays out over the course of these 7 minutes in, like, a trip, like, timeless, like, fashion. Because, like, I've never done DMT, but I've heard, like, when you do shit like that, like, it's only, like, a couple of minutes, but it feels like years and years and years.
They say you talk to a higher power when you do that shit.
Yeah.
Like, I've talked to angels, I've talked to God, like...
Oh, you've done DMT?
No, I'm just saying that people say that.
Yeah.
No.
I would like to try DMT. I got offered it one time at a bar. But, like, the thing, dude, is, like, okay, so I'm at a bar, right? Yeah, the thing is, like, one, I don't, that's, like, one thing, like, I'm gonna go to a very, very, very reliable person and source and make sure that it's, like, I would get, like, a test kit and test that shit, like, that's some shit that you don't really want to fuck around with.
Yeah, at all, yeah.
So there's that,
real shit.
And then also the fact that, like, this guy, I didn't know him, but I knew, so, like, my buddy came over to me, right, and he's like, oh, this is my buddy so-and-so, yada, yada, yada. And then my friend goes inside, and I'm just, like, talking to this guy, and we're shooting the shit, and we start talking about psychedelics, right? It's a pretty interesting conversation, and then all of a sudden he's like, hey, man, I got some DMT. He's like, you want to do this DMT? And I was like, oh, I don't know. I was like, I'm possibly interested in trying DMT. And then he was just like, word, he's like, I gotta make sure you're not a cop, so, like, you gotta do it right here, right now. And I was like, dude, I'm not about to drop DMT in the middle of a bar with a bunch of people. That's not the move.
I gotta make sure you're not a cop. Bro, I've been sitting here talking to you about psychedelics for the last 20 fucking minutes. You think I'm a cop, bro?
Yeah,
That's
and you should have known by the person that introduced us, you should have known that I wasn't a cop.
He's probably on DMT.
I don't even know, dude. But
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's
so I was definitely not about to do that.
I was on a cruise ship once, and this guy fucking. I was $5 away from trying acid before I'd only smoked weed, like only a little bit too, like just a little bit, and I was $5 off from fucking getting a tab of acid. This guy got a tab of acid though, and he kept it in his mouth for a long time and shit. Because I think it was. Now that I think about it, when I look back, I didn't know why there was like a second, like, oh, you can't have it in your mouth that long. But now that I look back, it was probably double dipped or something, or triple dipped or something like that. And that's why they said don't leave it on your tongue too long if you haven't done it.
Yeah, okay.
This guy swallowed it. Okay, so he went. Oh my god, it is. Like I said,
where was this, on a cruise ship?
Yeah, on a cruise ship.
Oh shit!
So this guy fucking. By the way, if you've ever been on one,
I have not.
They're run completely by Asian people.
Okay.
Okay. No, nothing against Asian people, but they're all foreign as fuck. So like they have like someone can speak English really well, like, but like a lot of them are like don't. And so the police he's in the club, this kid, right?
Yeah.
And he starts tripping. And he rips his shirt. He starts ripping other people's shirts.
Oh shit!
It's a dance party going
good.
on, right? He's tripping balls, and there's a dance party going on. He's sweating cock.
Oh yeah, you sweat.
No,
balls
so then
tripping.
The fucking, oh my god, and the fucking. The cops are fucking, like, grabbing him and tackling him. He's trying to rip the cop shirts and spits on them. And they're just holding him down, like, and they're like, does anybody know what he did? What did he do? And we're like acid. He did acid. And, they're like, is he on tobacco? And we're like, what? We're like, what? No, he's on acid. And they like make one kid go over and like explain it to one of the guys, because this fucking guy has no idea what we're saying. Like, go in there and talk to them, and we're like, all right. And so like I left. Yeah, no, that kid. There's like a hospital on the fucking. So he like went to the hospital. And then he went to the jail. There's like a jail on the ship.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a jail at a hospital.
No shit.
Yeah, no shit, yeah. No, yeah. Yeah, I've been on a cruise where a guy died.
Goddamn.
Yeah, his like one wish was to make it to like Haiti or something, wherever we went. And like we made it to it, and he died that morning.
No shit.
Yeah.
Was he like sick or something?
He's just old. He's just an old dude. It's like his last thing. That's probably so sad for the family.
No shit. Well, at least he made it. That's good.
They probably got some. That family that was with him probably got like, here, your whole next cruise is free. Everything.
Maybe.
That's so upset. I mean, like, I guess I'm just a nice guy. I would, if I was the company, like, I would.
For sure.
I know, but we don't know how those guys are. You know, on the cruise line. Like, oh, what? Their dad died on the cruise ship? What? Why was he on one? What? Don't be on one of you.
Yeah, who knows?
Oh, is his birthday? He was making his last wish? Why did he come on the cruise? Like, that's what like, if the people are that evil, I can't even.
Some people are, man.
My buddy, Slade.
It's ridiculous.
Slade is very liberal, and, like, I'm, like, middle, and I lean left on a lot of things. But
yeah, I'm the same way. I'm more middle. I lean left on most things. I don't know, some things I'm right.
No, there are some. No, yeah, but they both have their, their ups and downs. But that's because, like, the parties, though, are so far each side that it's, like, see, like, I agree that, like, women should be able to choose what happens to their body, but no, I also don't think that, like, the man should have no say in a
I think that's kind of what I mean too, yeah.
But like on the other end, like I like guns, and I think people should be able to the right to carry, like, honestly, whatever arm, because the radical government could come after us at any point in time, you know what I mean, and we should be able to have to fight back, you know what I mean, like what happened,
I believe in guns. I just think there needs to be like better background.
No. Yeah, I think you should have to go to the military and like all this shit. That's what it needs to have. But I think you should be able to at a level of hunting like we do, just like rifles, because just picture it. Picture we don't have guns, and our government just is like all of a sudden like, oh yeah, we're Hitler again. Like, we're gonna create camps and we're gonna move. Like that could happen. If we have no guns, they have so much technology. Just picture this. It's like a fact that technology is 10 years advanced to us in the military. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, they definitely
like GPS
it's
came
like
out
they
literally
have
10
like
years
a straight
before.
fountain worth of technology, and then we just get it in
Drizzles,
like raindrops.
Drizzles, yeah. Like, oh, look at that idea. I saw that somewhere, and then it just drizzles
because
down.
it's like also too. It's like the way that phones just have to get released and better every year. Like I think that some of the shit that's coming out, like say next year, is definitely already like capable of being
phones,
implemented now.
That's my thing, Ed.
Yeah.
Dude, alright, so right here, for the podcasters, I do have the Galaxy Note 10 regular. Alright, the pen. I bought it for the pen. Alright, I'm a cheap bastard like that. I'm not. It was like $800, but I love it.
Shit. I'm rocking a Google Pixel 3.
And those are Google Pixels are amazing phones. Absolutely great on price. Beautiful cameras, and they work great.
Yeah, it's the first phone I've had with a nice camera.
It's like a really good version of the iPhone C when it came out. You know, like the colored version, the cheaper colored version. Like, but it's like an actually good thing like that. You know.
I didn't want to get rid of my last phone, man. It was the Moto Z Force. So it was the phone that had all of the attachments. So I had like the big JBL speaker on the back, which I loved. It just fucking
died out.
Yeah, like it would not hold a charge, and I was still rocking it, dude. Like it would like randomly, it would be like at 80%, right, and it would just like shut off, and then it wouldn't turn on until I physically plugged it in. As soon as I plugged it in, it was good to go. It was back at 80% charge.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of rocking it, and I was just like, "Fuck it, if my phone like doesn't work, like whatever." Like
you keep a
I
charger
don't
and a battery
need.
on you at all the time.
Yeah, I keep a charger with me so I could just stop in somewhere, plug it in or something. But I was like, I'm not super addicted and like glued to my phone all the
but if
time.
you ever need a spot where you need a fucking phone, dude,
That's what happened with school. They implemented like this fucking Duo 2-factor authentication when I log into my school website now. So like it has to send me like a thing to my phone or send me an email. But, like, in order to log into my school email, I need to log into the school website first. So, like, I couldn't get it sent to my school email. So, like, I was like, yeah, I just kind of have to make sure I have my phone on me at all times. So, I upgraded to the Pixel 3.
And that's a good choice. That's a really good choice. So real quick before I get into cool phones, the only thing keeping us right now, honestly, in the world, like, in civilization right now, the only thing that is keeping us from advancing anything is battery technology. That right now, that and like how we get our energy, but right now like in like everyday life, phones, laptops, electric cars, fucking anything, right? Fucking generators, anything electrical powered, right? Is because batteries and lithium ion. I also really like batteries, and I like learning about batteries, and like there's like right now, one that's like out right now, graphene. So graphite, if you take one atomic layer of graphite, it creates graphene. And two atomic layers of graphene is almost bulletproof. That's how strong it is. It's also
I'm listening.
I was just trying to think of so yeah, when they use graphene instead of graphene piping, I guess, around the edge, like how the electricity moves, it makes it so that it can burn, it can like get hotter and colder, it can work at higher temperatures, and that's what the problem is. Like batteries, like right now, the only reason they don't charge faster or like hold a charge longer is because they will blow up. Like, because they're
Tesla's had some problems with that shit.
So, like, Tesla right now is working on an even better battery than the graphene battery. Graphene battery can charge really fast. That's really its perks. It can charge, like, a 10,000 milliwatt fucking charger in, like, 15 minutes. And that usually takes, like, an hour and a half. So, yeah, it's pretty good. But the one Tesla's working on is supposed to, like, So the lithium ion, so the lithium is the liquid, right? That's around the two cells, and that's what makes it. That makes the currents, so they don't just like fucking jamble in the middle, right? And the problem with lithium is it's a liquid, so it needs to, have a bigger container. This new thing, I forget what it's called, but it's basically, you can take one layer of it, it's like glass, and you can put it so it can be really small and produce more power. So really, a phone, so like with that technology, your phone battery at that size would like double to triple the like power that it could hold, right? Because of the size difference, right? Because it wouldn't need to be that big,
right?
To do that much energy. And so electric cars could go up to, at the minimum, 700 miles to one charge, and it would charge in like 25 minutes. So it would make gas vehicles completely useless.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Is that crazy? Is that not fucking insane? That's like next gen technology for us. That's that's like that, and that's like the next step for like a power source. Like Iron Man's suit won't happen because the power needed needs to be constrained small enough, and we don't. That's like what we're working towards. Is just more and more power being able to build into a smaller capacity. That's what we need.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Have you heard anything like they're starting to work on like supersonic travel?
Yeah. Isn't that fucking crazy?
Yeah.
Because we go at like sonic speed right now, but they want to go like really fast.
Yeah, like I think they say you can fly around the world in like a couple hours or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. No. My grandfather, I think my grandfather was like, remembers when the first, like, the ones that, I don't know what they're called because I don't fucking know, but their jets, their wings close, and then they can go at supersonic speed, and you see the fucking, it like breaks the sound barrier.
No shit.
And it literally, you can, fucking, jet.
Yeah, one of the companies I'm invested in right now is working on supersonic travel. It's Virgin Galactic Space Holdings. Have you heard of those guys?
Shit. No, I have not. That's what happens when they break the sound barrier.
No shit.
They literally break through the sound barrier.
That's pretty cool.
Is that not crazy?
Yeah.
Is that not fucking crazy? Oh my god. That's like Flash shit. That's like my favorite superhero. I want to.
Do you invest in the stock market at all?
I don't know. I don't.
Nah.
I wish I did.
If you do, you should look into this company. It's very cheap right now. It's in the early stages. Like when they announce their earnings reports and shit, it's actually like, it's not even really an earnings report at this point. It's like a loss report, right, for them. But they're in like the super early stages, and it's Virgin Galactic Space Holding. I don't know if you've heard of the Space Hotel at all. That's the company that's making the Space Hotel.
The Space Hotel.
Have you heard about that?
No, a space hotel?
Yeah. So they're also working on, I think, like hypersonic speeds as well, but their main venture right now, and they already took, the thing is like they're kind of getting into some trouble with the fact that they like took a bunch of people's money already as like pre-orders for this space hotel, and like it's still like a long time away. So like there's a lot of friction with that. And
starting to go fund me.
Yeah, honestly, but this company, it's also like Virgin Mobile. It's like a branch of that company. So it's like
Virgin Mobile.
Yeah.
The
like
fucking
this,
phone company?
Yeah.
Isn't that the one that's
so
coming
it's
up really good, too?
Yeah, I think they are in the come up. But I think it's like the same parent company like owns all these like Virgin companies, right? So it's Virgin Galactic Space Holdings. I don't know if that's a specific name, but it's something along the lines of that.
I think you're right. No, I think you're right.
And so their goal is to, there's like a lot of like physical problems with it too. Like it's hard to develop like a fucking hotel that you can just like walk around in normally and shit, because it's like not supposedly supposed to not be like zero gravity. So it's like a hotel in space where you can just like walk around and breathe without a mask.
Do you know how far away we are from that?
We are pretty far away, but I think within the next, like, 5 to 10 years.
10 years. 10 years at the minimum, I think, honestly. Like, for me, like, right now...
Yeah, especially 2020 slowed a lot of progress.
We're, like, 10 years away from, like, really good VR. And I really am into VR, too. So, like, actually, they just released the first consumer fucking treadmill. Full.
Shit.
You can crouch, jump, and kneel.
That's dope.
Dude, there was this guy playing COD, dude, basically. There's a VR version of COD. It was insane. Can you believe that? That's coming. We're literally going to be in... that movie that just came out, Ready Player One.
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh my god!
I've heard that that's really
so good. It's we're right there. No. We are going to.
They're developing gloves too, where your hands are actually
haptic gloves.
Yeah.
So right now, that technology is to a small vacuum like this. It's like it's like a little smaller than the bottom of that. It's like for them they can't see, but it's small.
Right.
It's like a medium-sized vacuum. Probably like at the most 4x4 box. But yeah, and it's like like when you in a game when you push up against a wall, it'll like push against your fingers and like show you that there's something there. And when you hold something, it'll hold your fingers in place of the object.
Oh no!
And you can fucking and so that I watched this thing. It was sick. It was there was this whole VR tour these guys made of the glove that they're making, and he was picking up a cow. It was like mini farm, and he was like, I can feel. It started raining on his glove, and he's like, I could feel every droplet because they also had like pins that were air pressurized because that's the vacuum, right? And it would poke when the drops came. And that's also what made the pressure on the fingertips too. And like also, and there's tapes in the back that hold your hand in place. And he was like, he was fucking around with shit. It was sick. So cool.
Yeah, that's immersive as hell.
Yeah, and so like he was like slapping helicopter out of the way, and he was feeling it on his hand. He was like, it was on this part. He's feeling it, and like we're like, even with controllers, I have a VR set. I have the first generation VR set. Really, I have the Oculus Rift, and like, even playing that with just sight, here, like being able to hear, a little bit of touch, and like you can like move around and shit. Like that's like so immersive.
Yeah,
and.
I'm pretty impressed with PlayStation's VR.
Even PlayStation, you can get lost in PlayStation VR. It's not even it's nowhere near the capability of fucking the PSC, but you can get the feeling. That's why Oculus Quest, bro, is $300 for the best top of the line VR because you can also no, but listen, you can take it on the go.
Ooh.
You don't need a PC to play all the games.
Oh, okay.
It runs on its own. It's full like good shit.
No
you should
shit.
look at if you want VR. For cheap, $300 right now, dude.
That's
the
not bad.
New one just released too, and it's even better. And if you ever get a good PC, you can plug it into the PC, and it's got full like 90 hertz refresh rate. You can play all the games with everybody that normal like. They don't even sell the ones with cameras anymore and all the other shit because this is their new line. They don't sell the ones that like or the Rift S that they had, right? So
no shit.
Yeah, they don't.
We've come a long way, man. Like I remember like the PlayStation Move, the Kinect, the Wii, like all that shit.
Kinect Move, hell yeah, dude. How long have we been talking?
We're at 1 hour and 26 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. They always go by fast, man. They never feel like they're this long. But yeah, like you said, man, because you think, though, the Wii, the Move, and the Kinect and all that was all 10 years ago.
I know. Not even.
Not even, really.
I mean, actually, no. Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I thought it was 2010. I'm stupid. No, literally 10 years ago.
Probably about
10 years ago.
Yeah.
There's like Wii and shit. And Wii was... Do you know how that revolutionized video... Do you know where video games are going? People who play video games in the future, like soon, within like 5 to 10 years, actually, are going to be the fittest people on Earth. Because to be the best Call of Duty player, you're going to have to run. You're going to have to supplement. You're going to have to eat right. You need to be fit to be able to run around all the time like that and play. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you're going to have to do. But that's amazing. Yeah. I don't have to worry about working out right now because like 5 years I'm
I lost a lot of weight, man. When I first started, like, one of the things that I really, like, used a lot was just Beat Saber.
Oh my god, yeah.
Playing that on the VR, I had a PlayStation VR, and then I would also I put like weighted gloves on as well.
Literally.
So then that was like an extra, and I put like ankle weights and shit on, so I was like burning like extra calories.
Hell yeah, dude. Do you have a PlayStation VR right now?
I don't anymore.
What happened?
I just didn't really. I went through a major phase where I didn't play a lot of video games, and I needed a little bit of extra money, and I had the PlayStation and the Xbox sitting there. I liked the PlayStation so much better. But most of my homies play Xbox, so I was kind of like, so I ended up getting rid of the VR and the PlayStation.
Getting both. That's the only shitty part about consoles is like, but that's
it's
why
crossplay. I was just gonna say
crossplay is so sick. We should have been doing that, dude.
Fix a lot of the problems with Overwatch too, the wait times and shit. I think if it was cross-platform, the wait times wouldn't be shit.
I like this coming out on the Switch. They're gonna revamp it. Yeah, dude, it's sick. I have a Switch too. See, I have a Switch, I have a PlayStation, and I have a PC. And my PlayStation is my grandfather because he likes to play video games. But my I play my PC and my Switch. Can't ever beat a game of Smash with your guys. You got a group of guys over, dude.
Yeah.
I get 2 paddles right out the bat, and if my buddy comes over and he's got his Switch, like, it's game over. Like, we got a 4-minute squad. And not only that, the new Switch can go up to 8 motherfuckers. So you got, I mean, I'm fucking too blind to play with 8 people. Fuck that, dude. I can't even keep my character when I'm playing 4 people. But, like, I can go hard at that, hell yeah. What's your favorite video game series of all time?
Ooh.
All time.
I think my favorite, which definitely isn't my most played, it's only like a 25, 30 hour game. But I think honestly, all in all, is The Last of Us.
Really?
Yeah, I'm just a big nerd for zombies, and it's a good story. I like the mechanics.
It's a really good game. It really is a good game. That's a good game. I'm Ratchet and Clank, bro.
Okay, no shit.
That's like my childhood right there. That shit right there, and like the first God of War game I had on the PlayStation, or the first God of War game, and the second one I think. Those were fun. But no, yeah, Ratchet and Clank, dude. The first 4 especially, the new ones that they made are there, but the first 4, you can't get a better experience in a game.
Yeah.
Hidden shit, like good gameplay.
You think they're gonna make a new Ratchet and Clank for the PS5?
They are.
Are they?
That's the new thing.
Oh,
they released that with the PS5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what's coming out. Ratchet and Clank, a new Spider-Man game, the new COD, the fucking, like, everything. And that's why Xbox is getting, like, laughed at, because, like, Halo was supposed to release, and now it's not.
I've never really been a huge fan of Halo.
I haven't either. I bow my head. Listen, I bow my head. It is... really, it is one of the best video game series of all time. Like, I will definitely say that. I am a nerd, and I understand that. Me, myself, I loved it. I just now don't like it. You know what I mean? This new one kind of looks cool. I like it. It's an open world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, like, that's kind of different. I like that. But see, like, I don't really like linear games as much, you know. So I like Borderlands and like Dark Souls because they're.
I enjoyed Borderlands 2 a lot.
I have Borderlands 3 and I'm playing that and it's really good.
Yeah. I don't know. I just fucking had such good memories with Borderlands 2 that like I didn't want to like
play Borderlands 3.
Like sour those memories by playing Borderlands 3.
Dude, you make.
I played that when I was like younger and like I used to play with my dad and with some of his friends and like some friends that I don't talk to anymore either.
Yeah.
So it was just like, I don't know, it's a nostalgic thing. And I also know, like, I beat that game 60 times, and I don't have the time to beat Borderlands 3 60 times, you know?
No, but play through it like once or twice, man.
I might.
It's not, dude.
My dad just bought it, and
I'm telling you,
once he plays through it, I might play it.
It's worth it. It's totally worth it. It's so good. I mean, okay, the story's shitty. The story isn't as good as Borderlands 2, but the guns and shit like that is better. Like,
yeah, I heard there's some wild-ass guns in there.
There's some wild... And the characters... Like, the new Siren, like, puts different elemental damage to the weapons that she uses, so, like, depending on what she's doing. But you can also, like, run with different ones, so you can have, like, corrosive and flames, it's sick. And electricity. But then there's, like, the fucking mech girl, she's got a giant mech, and there's a guy with a... The characters are a little, like... Once you, like, play the game... If you play the game, like, 3 times, they'll be boring. Like, because they're, like... The characters with the guns are pretty sick.
Do they add any additional characters yet?
No.
No.
My buddy Jake Long was also really mad about that because, like, in the last one they added 2, right?
Yeah, I think they added the Psycho and then the Necromancer.
That would be cool if they added another character. Oh, back to Deep Rock Galactic. I know we talked about this probably like 30 minutes ago, but it's so we spewed on. So it's basically you're a dwarven miner, right? Sick, right? They're like just like dwarves, typical dwarves, like fuck jet, let's just fucking have fun, you know? They're sick. The characters interact. The game is so the game's graphics first of all kind of remind you of Borderlands, but they're really good. They're better.
like that style of graphics.
Yeah, but it's a little different. It looks more like you're in a high def claymation. It's really good. It looks like I could reach in and grab the things but they're like, you know, they're toys, you know what I mean? It's cool. And but the game is so detailed in everything to literally like how in most games today when you're like pushing a button, it's just like push a button and you see a loading screen. Yeah. You know? That game you're actually pushing the button, you know what I mean? When you're in your end menu, you're like actually pushing the menu buttons that you're doing, you know what I mean? It's like really immersive. So basically you have this central hub, and you can do different missions. There's a giant map, and there's tons of different missions. There's probably at this point there's like 9 different mission types that you can do, or like maybe like 6 or 7 different mission types. And you get into these. There's different biomes of caves, and each cave that you go in and start a mission is randomly generated. Completely randomly generated.
That's pretty dope.
You can do 4-man groups, and they each have there's classes like engineer, scout, gunner, and fucking driller. And you fight, you mine and do different tasks. There's like mining tasks or different tasks, blah blah blah. But like while you're doing these different tasks, you fight off these different swarms of spiders, like these giant spiders.
Shit.
So there's like medium spiders, really tiny spiders, giant spiders, super spiders, boss spiders. Like they're sick. You just get thrown at so much. Flying spiders, flying boss spiders. There's like different little bugs that give you stuff. It's sick. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
No, yeah.
Another game that I've been playing recently that's really immersive is Daisy. I don't know if you played that at all.
I haven't heard good things though. I've heard I've heard like it's one of the best zombie games on there.
Yeah, it's not like
multiplayer.
Right? The main focus isn't necessarily the zombies. Like there are zombies, and they can kind of be a bit of a nuisance. Like if you're firing off a gun, like you're gonna get a bunch of zombies on you, and they're gonna fuck you up. But like for the most part, like you can just easily dispatch zombies with melee. Their biggest threat is just other players.
Yeah, but it's like a Rust with zombies, honestly.
Yeah, and it's just like you gotta do every little thing. Like like if you get wet, like your stamina bar goes down because you're like weighted down from water weight, and then you gotta like wring off your clothes and shit. Like you gotta take off your clothes and like manually wring them out.
So that's pretty cool.
It's pretty immersive. It's not. Yeah. It's gonna be frustrating. I don't know. It's pretty glitchy and buggy, but it's kind of an unfinished game, and it's only like $30. It's not that full price.
Hell yeah. No, I like that shit. I was like, when I first bought a PC, I really wanted like a first-person shooter that was like military tactic, but like also like you didn't have a hub, so you'd have to like take out and like see how much.
Oh yeah, there's no map in Daisy. I have a map on my phone, and let me tell you too, it's actually kind of teaching me like really good map reading skills. Oh yeah, to be honest, because it's like it's no different than reading a real map.
Oh yeah, no. Oh yeah, there's a fucking Escape from Tarkov. You ever know what that game is?
I've heard of that.
Yeah, so it's the same type of premise, but instead it's like you do different missions, but like you get dropped down on these different maps. You don't have a map, or different maps, but you don't have a map, and you also don't have like you don't see your team, so you can go in with a group, but you don't see if it's your group or not.
Yeah.
So you have to be in a Discord.
That's the same way Daisy is.
Yeah, so it's like, and it's so like. So scary, dude. It's like, is this you? Is this you? And then your buddy's like, is this you? Is this you? And you're just like fucking like pointing your guns at each other, like, is this you? Is this you?
Yeah, dude. Bryce killed me in Daisy the other day. I was so pissed because permadeath's a thing, so like, you lose all your shit. Ugh. And like, dude, so like we started out, dude. So the night prior, we're like leaving this military base, right?
Yeah.
And there's absolutely no reason that anybody in the world should like go to this area. Like, there's nothing past this military base really, but like. I was just like, there's like one sniper town in the middle of nowhere, and I was like, I bet you there's like some cool shit there. And anyway, so we're going through the woods, and we're like looking for animals to hunt and shit.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, like the edge of the map, I just see a car, and I'm like, oh shit, like we had not had a car yet at this point. So dude, we go over, and it's fully like kitted car, everything on it.
You got gas?
No, we didn't have gas, dude, right? No. So it's completely empty on gas, but everything in this car is in like pristine condition.
Nice,
like,
so it's gonna work.
So, and I had just seen gas at this military base, so we're like, fuck it, dude. We trek back to this military base, and then we end up getting lost trying to find this car again. So we find the car. Long story short, end of the night. Because the car doesn't despawn when you despawn. So other people, if you leave the car somewhere, like somebody else could just come when you're not playing and like take your car. So we spent an hour looking for a good spot to hide this car. We hid it like in between a bunch of trees, right? We get on the next day. Because of like the branches of the trees and shit, it won't let us get in the car. And I'm like, fuck it, I got this. So I start chopping down trees, right? And then like, Bryce still can't get in the car. I'm like standing next to the car and it just rolls down this hill and kills me. Bryce is like, don't worry, I'll throw all your shit in the car, I'll come pick you up. Drives 10 feet down the road. Car breaks down. So we spend 2.5 hours trying to link up, because I was a fresh spawn at this point. So like, we finally managed to link up, because he was supposed to just go straight south. Like, he was really close to me, and then like, he wasn't looking at his compass, so he goes the wrong fucking direction. So he's like mad far away. We spend 2.5 hours, right? We link up. So finally, like, we just give each other a bunch of shit, and then we're linked up for a total of about 5 minutes. And I'm like, dude, there's this guy's base over here, there's a car inside, I bet you it's a working car, all this shit. and he had grenades, right? So I was like, dude, like, we're gonna go over, blow up this gate, like, we're gonna get in. So, like, I'm in this house right next to this shed, which has got a gate, right? And, like, all I hear is, bro, I can't find it. And I was like, oh, I'll be right out. So, like, as I'm walking out, he's like, oh, I found it. And I was like, yeah, it's right here. And I'm standing next to the shed. And he's like, bro, run, I threw the grenade. And when you're, like, low on health, like, you can't run fast. So I was just, like, slowly walking away, and it's boom, you are dead. I was like, ah. And then 30 seconds later, he got fucking murked by a bunch of zombies from all the noise.
Damn, dude, I'd be so pissed.
Yeah, we got killed by a bear last night, too.
That's why I can't play those games. I literally can't.
I was trying to be on some Revenant shit and survive a bear attack, but that was no Leonardo DiCaprio.
Fuck that, dude. I literally can't do that.
Have you seen that movie, The Revenant?
No, but I've heard that scene is...
That's probably my all-time favorite movie.
Really?
That or Point Break. I like the one with Keanu Reeves, but the newer version of Point Break is better, I think.
No, mine is Tommy Boy.
What's that about?
Do you know who Chris Farley is?
Probably, but
Dude,
I would have to see
Chris
a picture.
Farley is one of the... I can't believe you don't know who this is, dog. Dude. Chris Farley is one of the greatest... One of the funniest people to ever live on this fucking planet, dude. And he unfortunately passed away.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, he, like, died of, like, I think it was, like, a drug overdose, unfortunately. Because he was a sad man. He thought everybody saw him as just the fat guy. And, like, wasn't really funny. But, like,
right.
No, like, dude, he... Man, dude. I wish we could, like... I wish they could see us so we could pull up a video and watch it. Because, like,
facts.
dude, it's so... It's so good. His SNL skits? Absolutely. He's the living in a van down by the river guy. Have you ever heard that? Like,
Okay, I
you're
think
living
so.
in a van down by the river. And he's like... You know who David Spade is?
Yeah.
How do you not know this fucking movie? David Spade's like most famous movie is Tommy Boy. He's like best friends with the character. He ends up being best friends with the character at the end of the movie. They do two different movies, but no, same like Adam Sandler knew this guy. Adam Sandler loved this guy. Adam Sandler wrote songs about this guy because of how much they like miss him, dude. He was like when he died, dude. Like comedy like died for a little bit because of this. Like he was the joy of people. He was so funny. So funny. You ever watch Wayne's World?
No.
Are you...
dude, I haven't seen a lot of movies. I'm more of a TV guy myself.
No, dude, movies are... Dude, Wayne's World with fucking Mike Myers, dude, is... Mike Myers and... did you ever watch The Master of Disguise?
Nope.
Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, you need to expand your... Dude, I'm telling you... I'm naming off movies that, like, changed how I see world. Like,
no shit. You have to write me a list. Isaiah's been trying to get me to watch a bunch of movies,
dude,
too.
Isaiah's got some good movies, too. No, Tommy Boy is just one of the funniest movies ever. Beverly Hills Ninja, he doesn't... Chris Farley... Chris Farley only has really 3 movies.
Mm-hmm.
Beverly Hills Ninja, Black Sheep, and Tommy Boy. He's got some other things, but those are, like... I like. Please watch Tommy Boy. That is like just because I know you'll watch it and go. Well, I mean, I gotta go check out his SNL, and they have like a in memorial SNL, his top greatest,
no shit.
And like you just go watch that. It's like 30 minutes, and I mean, dude, some of the fun. I mean, piss myself laughing sometimes, dude. It's so funny. His lunch lady skit is like epic, like one of the greatest SNL skits ever. His lunch lady.
Dude, when I was in high school, we had this thing called, like, fucking Winter Weekend, right? And one of the things for Winter Weekend, like, you did it all with, like, your class specifically, so it was, like, a competition between all the grades, and there was, like, a bunch of different shit that you had to do throughout the week to get points, yeah. And, so one of the things was, like, and, like, keep in mind, the judges are straight, like, old as shit, dude. They're all, like, 70s, 80s, 90s. Like, it's like the Lions Club is, like, the judge of this, I'm pretty sure, right? And then it's kindergarten through 12th grade. And there's, like, all the parents, like, the whole community shows up for this, right? This talent show. So my class, Dude, we would have won too. The thing is, like, we did like an SNL skit for like our talent show.
Really?
So like, yeah, we did like a bunch of cool shit. Like, one of the things was like we like turned all the lights off and like a bunch of people danced and like glow sticks on and shit. So we did like a bunch of shit. But like one of the things was like, and it's based off like an actual video that we saw. A bunch of stoners in my class were like looking at it. They're like, "Oh, this is hilarious. Let's do this." And somehow we all decided that it was a good idea. So they took like a piano.
Yeah.
And they put cardboard over it, and then so you couldn't specifically see.
Yeah.
And then they didn't even play the piano, but they just put piano music on in the background.
Yeah.
They put their hands on their heads, and then they just proceeded to like pull their pants down. They had shorts on underneath, but you couldn't see any of that because of the cardboard. So their pants were just around their ankles. And then they just pretty much insinuated that they were playing the pianos with their dicks, and it was the funniest thing ever, dude. It was hilarious.
Dude, I love that skit too.
Yeah,
That's
it was
so
hilarious, and they did it in front of everybody. But like, it was probably not the move. Like, we got disqualified immediately.
Who let you do that?
Well, there's no, like, you don't have to, like, get approval for what you're gonna do. Like, they just assume, you know, like, especially being, I think we were, like, seniors that year. We might have been juniors, but they just kind of assumed that, you know, we were gonna, like... Oh, yeah, some people did, but then, you know, obviously all the parents, the judges, you know, judges look like they're about to have a heart attack.
Dude, that's so good, dude. That's so fun. There was like a senior prank. Our senior prank was so stupid, but there was a senior prank I heard about where all the kids in the school just laid down on the floor, or all the seniors laid down on the floor in the middle of the hallways for the whole day. They just wouldn't move, and everyone just walked over them. Our senior prank was... Well, there was one senior prank, but the year before us, they like parked all their cars in a way that the teachers couldn't park. And the principal came out and was like, "You need to move, or we're gonna fucking tow your cars."
Oh, we did the same thing my senior prank. We did that, and then we also put like tents out. But the same thing happened. Like, the principal was like, "Oh, you gotta move your cars, this and that." Yeah.
But so like, and then our senior prank was we took all the teachers' chairs and put them in the gym. I didn't even see it happen. By the time I got to a class, like everyone had their chair. It was so stupid. And then somebody like threw some fart things in the hallways and shit, which was kind of cool. But like that was... Oh, we also had balloons everywhere and confetti. But one of our friends put in a senior prank. It was this little card, and it says something like "You have Asperger's" or something like that. And the teachers got all the female teachers got so pissed, dude. Because they were just going to throw them in lockers and throwing them on the floor and shit. Oh yeah, that was the best one at all. But it was like,
what was your senior quote back in the day?
It was a fucking Harry Houdini quote. It was the eyes or the mind believes what or the mind believes what the eyes see and the ears hear or some shit like that.
Okay.
You know, and I thought that was cool because that's. Yeah, literally is what it is.
Yeah, mine was Conor McGregor. He said, "I'm not here to take part. I'm here to take over."
Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Who's this guy, dude? He's the fuck, dude. That motherfucker can fight. Let me tell you what. I don't watch a lot of sports, but I know that motherfucker can fight.
Yeah, Bryce is pretty big into the UFC, so he keeps me updated on a lot of this shit. I watch it from time to time. I always enjoy it when I do watch it.
I love that, dude. People start talking shit to him, and he just goes, "Who the fuck is this guy? What's your fucking name?" And he's just like, "What the fuck is this guy?"
It's like the same way Trump acts.
Dude, did you watch the debate? Did you watch the first debate?
I watched like snippets of it and like read most of what happened. It was a shit show and a half.
The first debate was crazy, dude. Trump just wouldn't stop talking, honestly. And people like try to say that Biden interrupted too, but it was like, no, dude. Like, for the first time in presidential history, we skipped a I don't know about that part. We skipped the second one. But we had to mute mics. That's the first time in presidential. This one we muted mics at.
Really?
Yeah. So
shit.
They were a little more well behaved in this one, but like, I don't know, man. We're just fucked, dude. We have two 78-year-old men running to fucking like be the chief in command of our country. They have no idea. These guys have no idea what the fucking year is, dude. Are you kidding me?
I told somebody pretty recently, I was like, if I didn't live in America and this wasn't about to be my choice of presidents, it would be the funniest fucking thing in the world. It'd be hilarious.
It is hilarious.
It's a joke.
Comedians talk about all the dude. The minimum age now, I think, for being a president is either 36 or 44.
I think it's 35.
It's 36 then. Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it definitely is 36. I always get confused. I don't know what the 44 comes from. But where the fuck are these people? Okay? I don't... Yeah. We're so divided right now, it's unreal. Like, it's... People hate each other because of just the flag they have outside their house. You know what I mean? Like, that's... Like, dude, we're just people. Like we created this. This is not real. Like, we're just playing a big game of this life simulator, literally. And, like, people are, like...
Yeah, I
like,
also
families
think,
are
like,
divided. Like, people don't talk to each other. Like,
parties are also really bad in the sense that they limit your ability to, like, think. And,
dude. No one
and, like,
thinks
make
for
progress
themselves.
and do ideas and shit. Like,
no, it's
I don't
unreal, dude. My friend Slade is super liberal, and like we get into arguments not really about like me right, him left. It's more like me agreeing with him super up to a point where he just falls off for a cliff for me. You know what I mean? Like, it's like he's one of those people that, like, is a white dude that blames white people for everything that's wrong in the world. You know what I mean? And it's like, dude, it's like, you and me are proof that, like, people are good at, you know, like, there are good people in this world. Like, I'm not going to say that there are not assholes and fucking people in this world that are crazy. Of course, I know that. Obviously, that's why we have a prison system. That's why people do shit and get prosecuted for it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even that is shit, because that doesn't work all the time. But, like...
Yeah, there's not very much rehabilitating being done in the prison system.
No, that too. We literally send them to a cell. We send them to a cell of other dangerous people who think like them and hate everyone to just kill each other. Like that, and it's like...
Well, dude, I think, you know, like, the whole, like, part of the Bill of Rights is, like, no cruel or unusual punishment. And, like, prisons don't meet the criteria of, like, unusual, because that's kind of always been the thing. But if you look traditionally, too, like, even prisoners of war and shit, like, back in the days, you know, they were treated good. Like, I'm not necessarily talking, like, World War II and shit, but, like, earlier than that, like, you know, Viking days, shit like that. Like, you took prisoners, you treated the prisoners good, and then, like, they just got their men back, you know, when the shit was over.
Well, yes, yeah, no, they did.
And it didn't happen all the time.
Like that. No, like, when... Yeah, and I just... I think to myself, like, what if aliens just came? Well, it's like, yeah, we're gonna kill you all. Like, we're so divided everywhere. Like even countries, dude. Like, why is that a thing? Why is
do you believe in open borders? I believe in open borders.
I think to an extent of open borders. You know what I mean? Like, we can't just rush into it, but I think we at some point should be able to just be like, planet Earth as a whole is ours.
Yeah.
And we need to especially take care of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is our planet, and until the brainiac himself, Elon Musk, figures out a way for us to go terraform another planet and probably fuck it up, or even try to not fuck it up, like, this is what we have, and this is what we're stuck with. And the fact that there are people that have money that think, I just want money, I don't care whether, like, the future of this planet exists, because it won't be in my lifetime, blows my, like...
Yeah.
But then again, there's people who want to fuck kids, and it's like... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't, but, like, unreal, dude. It's like, dude, this is all we got.
Yeah.
We're like, no one thinks about that. No one's like, oh yeah, we're, like Joe Rogan said, we're on a fucking rock, flying through space, fucking rotating around a fucking flaming hot fucking supernova that is just slowly gonna explode. It's just gonna geyser. And it's like, dude.
Yeah, I actually been doing a little, not necessarily research, but I've been watching some podcasts and different stuff about, like, the effects of global warming, and that shit's
just starting to think. You're thinking
crazy, dude.
Yeah, not starting. You're just, you know, you're having ideas about some other stuff. Hell yeah.
I try to recycle when I can. Try not to litter.
Yeah. That's what you gotta do. That's what people don't do. People look at one, like, People, they either watch the news, and that's all they watch. It's just the news, and then they look up on Google and find the first things that only go with their facts. You know what I mean? You need to, like, look. You need to literally open your eyes. When people say that, like, that's a literal, like, I feel like you need to literally open your eyes and, like...
Yeah, you need to do research on shit. People are so quick to just hear one thing and think that's the truth, man.
Yeah.
And that's hard because you can literally, like, I don't know if you're familiar with the Kenosha shooting at all, no. But I don't want to really get too deep into that, but what I will say is that I've seen that same story in, like, 4 completely different, like... Mm-hmm. ways of it being told to the point that it's almost like some of them aren't even recognizable as like the same story. It's just like, what the fuck? And it's all just news and shit. We need somebody that's just... I actually want to start looking into like independent journalists.
Oh yeah. No, I like, that's why conversations are so fun, you know what I mean? That's why I like, you know, my mom, who's super Republican, like, why do you talk to Slade? Well, that's because I know Slade is a really good person, and I like that we can sit and have a debate and not hate each other, you know what I mean? He's a person, like, whatever, he believes something else. He's also the type of person that doesn't believe that, like, you can believe in something else, like, really, you know what I mean? Like, if you're not with us, kind of, you're against us, but not really, you know what I mean? He's not that far, but he's on the edge of that.
Yeah.
And I'm, like, trying to hold him on, like, just a little bit into that further, you know? And, like, shit like the wage gap, you know what I mean? Like, when he looked at me and said, like, women make 77 cents to the man's dollar. And I said, well, what do you mean by that? And he said, like, blah, blah, there's the statistic where they took a toll of, like, a bunch of men and their jobs and what they get paid, and women and their jobs and what they get paid, and total all together, and the average was that men make more money on average than women. I said, yes, okay, but that doesn't literally mean that me and this woman are going to go into Pizza Hut to get a job, and they're going to pay her 70 cents to my dollar. No, okay, that just means that there are people that are promoting guys into higher positions. He's like, okay, but then that means that those people are, like, racist, or, like, sexist. And I'm like, well, are they, or are those people, like, more qualified than the women? And then he's like, well, then there was a test done where, like, these business owners were given like, they were supposed to hire these people, and it was just random. There was no sex, or there was sex. I don't know, something like that. And basically, it was like they just hired. There was like equal amount of men and women who were like equal capability, and they took a test, and their test results exceeded if they got hired, and more men got hired. And I said, okay, but like, did the men get better stores? Like, could they see the sex? Like, and if they did, like, genuinely, at that point, you're just getting down to the subconscious level of that person making decisions. And like, if that man is making subconscious sexist opinions, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, like, at that point, yes, I know that's a problem. I'm not saying that's not, like, a problem, but, like, what can you do? Like, that person runs that company, and he just thinks that way. You guys are all on, like, people think their own way, you know what I mean? And, like, people think that way, and you can't change it. He's up there, you're down here, and he's gonna die soon, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, the thing is, right now, we just need to live long enough to where, like, the old fucks die out, and, like, our generation become up there. You know what I mean? Because then, like, shit, like, this stuff won't happen. I
think one thing, too, is, like, that, you know, a lot of people talk about separating, like, you know, say there's, like, this musician, like, that, you know, you really like this musician, you like their music, but they end up, like, raping a bunch of kids or something. They're a shitty person, and I understand, like, by supporting your music, you're supporting that shitty person.
But they make some good-ass music.
But at the same point in time, you need to be able to somewhat separate the art from the artist.
Yeah.
And when it comes to politics, you need to be able to separate the person from the political views, man. Like, people just don't look at it like
some people are just, there's something wrong, like, with the people who do that, and there's sometimes people are just manipulated, dude. Media is so manipulating, it's unreal. Are you kidding me, dude? Like, it's disgusting, dude. They never show the full video, and it's always the same shit. It's always only the bad shit, and it's like, if you only feed people bad shit, people just have this terrible view of where they live, you know, what they're living in. You know what I mean? Like,
it brings fear and anxiety.
I'm not saying, like, don't show the things that happen bad. Like, no, we need to do that, because that is what calls out that that's bad, and we need to fix. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, like,
but by showing too much bad shit too, you're desensitizing people, or I don't know the word, but
I guess I know what you're saying. You're like,
yeah,
like
you're making people numb to it.
Yeah.
So then when they do see that thing that's really bad, they're like, oh, there's more bad fucking news.
But that's awful. See, that's bad. That's what's
that's
happening.
really bad.
That's what's happening right now.
I know it is. Yeah,
and that's bad. That's awful
because we're seeing too much bad shit all the time.
That's it's unreal, and like people are just like, it's like,
and I feel
it's like people that like. Sorry, you go.
I feel like if that really happens, it's going to be harder to make progress on fixing some of those bad things.
That's already happening.
Yeah.
But like, shit, I forgot my thought. But yeah, so fucking, I hate the political party, and I hate that. I think we should have more political parties at the most. Just there's not enough ideas. There's just too, like it's like Joe Biden, for an example, doesn't even agree with all the things that he's like running for almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Trump is really, he's under the Republican label too, and like Trump is really not
Trump
that Republican.
No, Trump just does what Trump wants. Trump is Trump, literally. Like,
yeah,
and the Republicans fucking hate him. You know what I mean? Like, it's like. But it's like, dude, and people, and a lot of people are like, are you not gonna vote? And I'm like, no, because if I vote Democrat, then my whole family will be like, you're a fucking idiot. And I mean, I don't really care, but I don't want to like listen to him, you know. Especially my grandfather. I love my grandfather to death, and honestly, I think it would kill him if I came up and said that I voted fucking Joe Biden. But at the same time, I can't vote Republican because like I truly know that going that side is more of the bad side. But also, I don't agree fully with left. That's why I don't go, and because I would also destroy my best friends.
Yeah, and also too, Biden seems like he has fucking dementia.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And I'm like, yeah, maybe, yeah, okay. I liked how Biden like was talking to the camera, but honestly, like it's like the dude doesn't know where he is. Trump doesn't know where. Both of them don't know what the fuck is going on. Trump is just an actor, and Joe Biden is just a fucking old man that's just. Wants to do good and is just being. I feel like being manipulated. That's my scared opinion. Is that he might be being manipulated, you know, by like other people.
Did you see Bernie Sanders is trying to get a fucking position in Biden's cabinet if Biden wins?
Really?
I don't know what position he's trying to get.
See Bernie, I see a lot of the Republicans look at Bernie, and like even left look at Bernie, and that's why I like Bernie because both of the high political parties don't like him, and I think it's because Bernie thinks like us.
Yeah,
Bernie's just a guy that's just
really old, but he's like one of the most young-minded individuals.
He's just like one of those kids. He's the kid that was in class, read a book while the class is going on, and ace everything. That's who he was, I think. And I think like he's just like really just an old dude, just being like, man, this shit sucks, and we need to do something.
Yeah, I think that's
why he was shut out. That's why he was shut out by both of his parties.
He was, yeah. He got fucked over by the left pretty hard.
Fucking unreal. That's crazy.
Well, I think one of the attractions with him too is that he's had a long-standing career in the political sphere.
Who, Bernie?
Bernie.
Oh, Bernie. So is Biden too. That's
but Bernie has been consistent throughout his whole career. Like I saw a thing literally today.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yeah.
I saw a thing literally today that was like Biden in a recent interview or debate or whatever the fuck it was. Said, oh, you know, I've never said I've been against fracking. And then it cut to, like, several news clips of him, like, prior, like, I'm going to phase out fracking. And you know what? I agree. We should phase out fracking. I agree with that. But that doesn't take away from the fact that you're fucking kind of a liar. Or at least, at the very least, self-contradictory.
Yeah. At the same time, though, I look at it, because I think the same. I thought the same exact thing. I saw the same video, actually. But I also looked at it as maybe he's also, like, saying that he doesn't agree with fracking, but he's gonna phase it out. But like, you know what I mean? Like you need it right now because right now, even to power the electric cars and all these electric, we need coal and we need oil and we need fracking to get those things. You know what I mean? And so yes, we need that. But we can't just get rid of it
to make all the shit, the windmills that's gonna make the renewable energy. But we need to slowly phase it.
You take literally. I was arguing with Slade about it, and he wouldn't understand. I said, Slade, you take away the oil industry right now. We have nothing. You don't have the food in the grocery store. You don't have the charger to your phone because there's no power. And no power, think about all that. There's no computers, there's no internet, there's nothing. We're in a waste zone. That's literally all we need for our entire planet to just be primitive, is no more coal.
Yeah.
Boom, gone, that's gone. So we need to find something that's gonna replace it, obviously, but we can't just get rid of it because that would just
right. And I think switching to things like electric cars instead of gas-powered cars and shit like that.
It's a good start because
it's a good start.
Yeah, because my grandfather tried to argue one time that like, oh yeah, but they produce more, and it's like no, but like in the overall state of it, you don't have millions and billions of cars driving around producing all that metal at one time. Instead, it's like for the one battery to charge, it's that one cost, and then for the next hours that it's driving, it won't produce any more of a carbon footprint. You know what I mean? And that's we really need to look at that. I mean, we're just too fucking, what are you, 23, 22?
I wish. I'm only 20.
20? Are you really only 20?
Yeah, everybody thinks I'm older.
Really, dude?
Yeah.
Okay, we're two 20-year-olds just talking about this, and like...
Yeah, facts.
It's crazy. World's crazy.
It is, man. I don't know. I hope that it'll work itself out eventually. I think
with VR.
I think, I don't know. We might be headed to a little bit of a Great Depression, Dark Ages type of deal, but I think overall we'll bounce back.
I think we're smart enough to really bounce. Especially, I think that the people are going to bounce back. Maybe not our government, but our people are going to be able to bounce back because people today are a little more aware of how to just so I think
most people today too have basic knowledge about a lot of things. My only worry, and this is why I'm trying to develop certain skills like map reading and just compass reading, just different types of skills like survival skills, is because I have a lot of not necessarily full-blown apocalypse. I'm not trying to make a bunker or anything crazy, but I do want to have some basic survival skills, be able to hunt shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, in the advent that anything does go crazy. I'm very book smart. I read a lot. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I go to school for a lot of different stuff. But I don't have that overall general just basic survival skill knowledge.
Yeah. No, I feel you. My best friend Nico is, and we always joke around. And I say Nico, if shit goes down, I want serious talking to him. I'm like, dude, if shit goes down and we're together, I want you to know, I might not be able to do all the crazy stuff that you can do, but I will slave for you to keep me alive. And he goes, no, I know, I fuck around and say I'd leave you, but I know I wouldn't leave you. I'd make you do shit. And I was like, thank you, But then, the funny thing about that is, he saw me shoot one day, he goes, shit, you're not so useless. And I was like, I know.
Yeah, I know how to operate a gun and whatnot. I used to go shooting back in the day. I actually was at the shooting range with my dad, and there was this border patrol guy, right? Mm. He's got a straight tactical mat that he's laying on. He's got a scope. He's got a notebook next to him. He's writing down wind nauticals, all this shit, adjusting his scope and everything. And we've got this target, right? It was welded. It was this is back when tannerite was legal, and you know what tannerite is, right?
No, I don't.
So it's this powder in this fucking container, and when you shoot it blows up.
Okay.
So it's we've got it in this enclosed container, and it's all welded shut. It's super thick steel, so that way bullet isn't just gonna penetrate through it, right? So there's a little hole cut out, just big enough for a 223 round.
Really?
And this target's 500 yards out. And dude, so we get it all set up, and this border patrol guy was like, "Oh, can I take some shots at it?" And he's like, "Yeah." So he's taking shots, and he takes a shot, misses, writes down a bunch of shit, adjusts his scope, takes a shot, and adjusts some shit, misses a couple of times.
He probably misses on purpose just to see where he's shooting.
Maybe, but I don't know. 500 yards is pretty far.
Well, no, he's probably that's how he's got to do it.
Yeah, and he's calibrating his scope and everything. But I've just got just a normal 5-round bolt action rifle. Yeah. So I think it was called the Coyote 223, right?
Yeah.
And it's got a bipod on it, so I sit there. First shot, 500 yards, bang, boom, tannerite blows up. This border patrol guy's looking at me like, what? I don't know if it was just lucky first shot or what, but
that's awesome. That's a cool story. I like that.
Yeah, I like that gun though because the scope was pretty reliable. It was never out of whack,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. No, my buddy just had some air rifles. I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna shoot better than you. And he's like, no, you're not. Cause I'm not that. He's more outdoorsy than shit with me. And I'm like, no, I'm definitely gonna outshoot you. And he's like, no. And I didn't even have my glasses yet. And I had my surgery, so I'm really nearsighted. So I'm looking through the scope there was no scope on it yet. So I was looking through this thing, dude. Barely able to see. And I shot, dude. Oh, no, I did have my glasses. The first time I shot, I did hit it, but It wasn't as cool. No, I did. I fucking had the scope, and I had the scope, and I had my glasses, and we had a game. He had like an air compressor that compressed water bottles, and then you could put a cap on it, and they blow up too.
Oh no shit!
So and I popped all 3 of them when he missed, and I was like, yeah, fuck you, bitch.
I think my favorite thing I've ever shot is lever action. I don't know. There's just something to that.
That's a good, yeah. No, I really do like those. Revolvers are pretty fun. I haven't shot one, but they just look like they're sick. That's why cowboys are always so cool.
Yeah, I've never shot a pistol yet.
No, I want
I
to.
I have the chance to, and I'm going to at some point.
The Tom Selleck thing.
No.
Where he's like, there's a video. How far are you into Two Bears, One Cave?
I've just been watching random episodes.
Yeah.
I've only seen a few episodes.
There's one where he comes up, they talk about a video he did, Tom, the other guy, and there's a video of a Starbucks barista. Somebody, they pans to just him, and it looks like he's at the counter, but it's him at a gun range, but it looks like he's at the Starbucks counter, and he just goes up and he just bang, 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 and it's a real good, and it's so good, dude. Oh, dude, Barrett was laughing so hard. I couldn't hold that, dude, while I was at work. I was laughing. I'm just sitting there like...
Yeah, I used to like throw on, me and my buddy, we used to do laundry at this hotel, and we'd just be standing there in one spot just like folding shit all day. Yep. So we'd throw on straight stand-up comedy and just like watching this dude while we're folding shit.
Robin Williams, good.
Yeah, we listened to him a few times. I think it was mostly, I want to say his name is Jim Jeffries, maybe?
Jim Jeffries, yeah. No, there's, I like John Mulaney's pretty good. He's got like a different sense of humor, but I like him. I like his, Bill Hardy on SNL has his Stefan skit where he's like a gay dude.
Mm-hmm.
And, the whole thing is like John Mulaney's writing on the Telegram and trying to fuck him up. So there's a script, but he changed out words to try to fuck him up. And it is so fucking hilarious because he can't keep a straight face, dude. The whole time he's trying to act like a gay dude, and he's trying to like name off these things. He's like, they ask him where you should visit in this place, and he's like, oh, for the best and the nicest views, you should go to the Shamrock Shank. Blah blah blah. There's tons of midgets. That's a big thing is midgets. He's like, he'll say something like a Calorfadorf, and he's like, what's that? And he's like, it's this thing where two midgets are sucking off a cow, and it's like just random shit, right? And he just dies laughing. It's so funny.
No
Yeah,
shit.
they have some good humor. Kevin Hart's pretty good. Fucking Joe Rogan. I love Joe Rogan's shit.
I haven't seen any of his stand-up, actually.
Really?
I've only seen like his podcast. Yeah.
So funny, dude.
I've seen him commentate UFC as well, but
You know, he always jokes about that too. He's like, I know nothing about UFC, and he's like, I know nothing about sports, and I'm a sports commentator.
dude, he said that he takes, I don't know if you're familiar with Alpha Brain. I take that shit. He said he takes 4 of those before a UFC event.
What's an Alpha Brain? What is it?
So an Alpha Brain is like, I use it as a replacement for caffeine. It's this pill. It's I don't know the specific chemical in it, but there's one chemical in it where when you go to bed at night, like your brain switches from being pretty much in like input mode, where it's like inputting information, to output. That's why you dream.
Yeah.
And you actually do have crazy dreams when you take Alpha Brain before bed.
Yeah.
Because it increases the amount of that chemical.
Yeah.
And that chemical puts your brain on output mode.
Yeah.
So it helps with verbal and memory recall.
Nice.
And it has like vitamin B6 or B12 in it, one of those. It has some other stuff in it.
That's
And it affects your neurons directly as opposed to your neuron receptors as well, so you don't build tolerance or addiction to it.
You have to sound that something. I like that.
Yeah, actually, if you want to try one after, I have some over there.
Really, do you?
Yeah. It's kind of expensive. It's like a 90 pill bottle is like fucking $75. But the thing about that is that I was literally spending like minimum like $3 a day on coffee. And I would get this crazy afternoon crash, and then I would like, buy another soda or a coffee in the afternoon. So I was probably spending like at least $5 a day on coffee. Whereas I take one of those a day, I don't really get an afternoon crash, and then it's just...
So do you see effects? Do you see...
Yeah, I noticed I did a, this project right up here, actually, this poster board.
Yeah.
So we had to make a poster board from one of my psych classes, and we got to pick the topic. I did an unintentional personality change, so we found a bunch of sources, and instead of writing a paper, we did write a paper at the end of that semester. I wrote a 10-page paper on something about personality.
Like that.
But, so this project was, you had to make this poster board and then talk about what your topic was, and yeah, I just had the pictures that are on there on it. And I did the project that morning. Like, I had all the research and everything done, knew what I was going to do for it, but I hadn't made the poster board. I woke up in the morning, 2 hours before I had to go to school. I popped 2 Alpha Brains, raced through the project, got it all done. And
popped 2 Alpha Brains.
And then when I literally went there and I did this project, like, it was set up where it was like, you had to present the same presentation several times. So it was like different groups went around the room and the professor walked around the room.
Yeah.
And so you would just present to this group, you'd have like X amount of minutes, and then the next group would come through and you'd give the same presentation. And then people would grade you on your presentation. And then different days, different people presented and like went around and shit.
Okay.
So I was on 2 Alpha Brains and I was able to talk so fluently and just keep talking, and I was so clear-headed with what I was saying. And dude, I also, mad people had like note cards written down what they wanted to say. I like could have sworn that I like heard this professor say like you couldn't have note cards. So I didn't have anything written down. Like, I just walked in and I had to give this same 10-minute presentation 5 times, back to back to back to back to back. And I managed to get through it, and like the professor looked at me and she was like, you probably could have talked about this for another 20 minutes. And I was like, yeah. Well, yeah.
Jeez, that's sick. No, yeah. That's why you should definitely watch The Mentalist and Dexter. The Mentalist definitely, because it's really, yeah, it's really good. It's like, it's so cool.
Dude, there was one day so I wake up and I was like hungover from doing a Xanax the night before, right? And then, so I wake up, I go get a coffee.
Yeah.
I had to go to my buddy's house for something. This guy gives me a line of Coke. I'm like, fuck it, wake me up.
It doesn't. It makes me pass out.
Yeah, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that shit. I try not to do it anymore, but I have done my fair share of different shit. And, so anyway, so I do a line of Coke, and then I came home, and I was like, I gotta do a little bit of schoolwork. Popped an Alpha Brain. So within like an hour of waking up, I drank a whole coffee, did a line, and did an Alpha Brain.
Yeah.
Dude, I had a really, really productive day. Like, I felt like my mind was like going 100 miles an hour.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, fuck yeah.
I feel like my mind's going like that all the time sometimes. So like, that's why I like weed. It slows me down, makes me think about the little things. And
I'm right there with you, boss. Right there with you. Hell yeah. I think a lot. I was grounded a lot as a kid, so my grounding wasn't, oh yeah, you can still go outside or you can still watch TV. It was, no, you can't play with your toys. You have to do your chores and go sit in your room.
Damn.
Yeah, and I was grounded a lot. So.
I got grounded once pretty bad, and that was, I brought, luckily this was before the current, climate, so, it wasn't, nowadays, I don't know what would have happened had this happened, but, I was just, being a dumb, young kid, I didn't have any malintent or anything, but I, brought a cap gun to school, and, I was just, dicking around with this cap gun with my buddies on the playground, and, yeah, I got, fucking in mad trouble at school, and then I got grounded for it. And, I can see that that's probably not a good thing, but,
How old were you?
I was pretty fucking young, man.
So, would you say if the conditions
I was definitely,
were
under 5th grade.
So, what do you mean? Did they, kick you out or some shit?
Oh, no, I didn't get kicked out of school or anything. I think nowadays if somebody did that, it'd be, a lot worse. But, no, I think I got... If I remember right, I think I just got, suspension during recess for, a couple weeks or some shit.
Yeah, dude. The good thing you were, 5th grade. They're probably just,
just
showing off, too.
Yeah, and then, of course, my parents grounded me for bringing a cap gun to school.
Oh, yeah, definitely. No, I fucking, fuck that, dude. I fucking, in high school, or in middle school, my buddies started making, they brought airsoft babies into school and made, pen shooters.
Oh, yeah.
And we had some, and mine was just a blow dart one, right?
No shit.
And we all got caught, and my principal was like, you could have killed somebody with this.
That's the way, dude. They're always, 0 to 100.
I was like, dude, what? I was like, and then he's like, "Where'd you get these BBs?" I was like, "I picked them up off the floor. Like I had no white ones. There was like one or two, and I was like, I only own white ones. I didn't bring these. I just found these on the floor, and I made this today," which was true. I did. And he's like, "We'll call your mother." We called my mom. He's like, "No, he only has white ones." And he hangs up the phone and he goes, "I still don't believe you." And I was like, "Bro, literally made this today. Like it's like literally." He sees the other ones, right? The other ones are mechanical as shit, right? They have my buddies made ones that like you put one in, have a rubber band, you pull back like this far, and it fucking flies.
Straight
right?
slingshot.
Mine literally was I emptied a pen and I put them in my mouth and I blew through the pen. That was mine.
It's probably not even as powerful as a Nerf gun.
Spitballs, dude. Hard spitballs.
Dude, we used to like my dad and my uncle and a bunch of people I knew. They used to like mod the fuck out of Nerf guns, and then they like got shit and made like their own darts. Yeah. And they'd put we'd go pretty ham with the Nerf wars. We'd take like it's literally like the same type of material that the dart's made out of, but it's just taking like your own version of it.
It's harder.
No, it's the same thing. It's just like gray and. Okay. I don't know, we cut it all up so we could like make a bunch of darts, and it's a little bit skinnier, and the end of it, you put hot glue in it, then you drop a metal BB in it, and then put hot glue over top of it. So the tip was like hot glue with like a metal BB inside. And dude, some of those, and then we jack up the guns and shit
put
too.
Better springs.
Yeah, put better springs and everything, and like I don't know, we'd have to wear like straight full on face masks to have Nerf wars. Sometimes, dude, these guns like. I don't know, sometimes you break skin, especially in point blank range.
I've played airsoft a couple times in paintball, like, I was straight pussy. My brother, my, 14, 15-year-old brother came to me one day, he was like, "Yeah, I played paintball." And I guess these military guys showed up while they were playing paintball and, wanted to play against them.
Oh, no shit.
Dude, he's like, they had so much better guns than us. And he's like, he showed me, there was literally an indent from a BB that went into his skin and he had to pull out. Because it hit him so hard. And I was like, man, I remember when you were young and we tried to get you to play and we hit you one time and you cried and told my mom. I told mom. And it's like, I know. It's like, I'm a man. I'm like, no. Yeah, good job.
Yeah, dude, when I used to play, I used to be not huge into airsoft. I never went to any of the big events or anything like that. But I used to dick around with buddies and play airsoft. But I'd have these kids that would come over, dude, and they'd have this gas-powered airsoft gun with all these crazy attachments, all this shit, dude, and their gun would shoot 500-600 FPS.
You're like, dude, I don't even want to play.
Yeah, so
dude, they got to in our backyard, why?
Yeah, that's what we were too. We were just playing in our backyards. So it got to the point, dude, whenever we came to my house, my rule was if you want to use your gun, any gun that you plan on using when we're playing airsoft today, you have to take off your shirt, stand there, and get shot in the back with your own gun.
Really? I like that rule.
Yeah.
Did people not want to get shot with their own gun?
A couple people, and then we're just all right, if you don't want to get hit with it, then you're not shooting other people with that shit.
Yeah.
And, dude, I had a pretty powerful shotgun one time, and, I took it right in the back. That shit was rough. But I really wanted to use that gun. I was like, it's worth it.
Dude, yeah, my buddy would try to use his fucking, sniper rifle, and I'm like, dude, we're literally, 50 yards, not even, we're 30 to 50 feet away from each other. What the fuck? He's like, I want to sit in my window and just pick you guys up. Fuck you. What? We're down here with pistols, spring action pistols, and he's up there with a fucking bolt action fucking sniper rifle. It was 150 FPS.
Dude, I would love to go to some of the military sim crazy airsoft events. It'd be fun as fuck.
Be so intense, dude. I don't have the eyesight for that anymore. Fuck that.
Somehow, I used to have to wear glasses, and somehow, I literally got made fun of, one time, and I was like, fuck this, I'm not wearing these glasses. I'm not dealing with it, because I needed them for, reading, and, so, long story short, I just, wore them maybe, 5 times, never wore them again, and, I went to the doctors pretty recently, and my vision's straight 20/12.
Nice.
Somehow.
No, yeah, my eyes are just fucked. My fucking cornea, or my retina's fucked up.
Damn.
Whatever. It's alright, this is my going blind,
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Fuck.
That's shitty.
No, yeah, it's fucking, it was,
Like, I feel like I could handle being deaf, but being blind.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, dude, like, make me fucking deaf. Like, come on, dude. But, fuck it. Whatever. I'll just fucking live life at the fullest.
I don't know. By the time you're old, they might have fucking brand new eyes.
Yeah,
mechanical
eyes.
and
Just
shit.
get those, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping.
What happens when body parts that the people artificially make
They
start becoming better
They can grow tissue right now in a 3D printer.
Ooh, that's pretty
They
cool.
can grow food in a 3D printer.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the lab-grown meat and
Like
shit.
right now it's like $10,000 for like a chicken breast, but like, dude, like when they get that below the price of actual food,
Oh, yeah.
insane.
There's a lot of crazy shit being worked on out there that people just are either unaware of or
Elon
just
Musk,
don't really
even
talk about,
his
you know.
Neuralink, dude. Have you heard?
That's like a scary thing.
That is scary, but it's so cool at the same time.
Yeah.
Dude. It's like, dude, I
don't know. My worry with that is like one minor malfunction and like is it going to potentially cause somebody to have a fucking stroke? You know, like there's some high like consequences for any failure with that type of thing.
Yeah, but I think at the same time you could have a self. You know, if it was all hooked up to a system, you know what I mean? Like it'd be pretty difficult. I mean, you know, especially if it's just sending. I mean, I guess if it just like fucking sent shit. But I think it's only sending enough to like it's basically like a pulse back at the pulse. For like right now, it's just for like Alzheimer's and Tourette's and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, whenever that pulse comes for you to move or something like that, I think that it just like repulses a pulse back. So the most would be like a quick seizure, and then it would probably short out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you'd just be good. You know.
I would hope so. Seizures are no fun. I used to have seizures when I was younger.
Slade has seizures too.
Does he?
No, we were at Isaiah's house one time, and we were all smoking, and Slade looked at me and he goes, "What time is me, Isaiah, and Slade?" And Slade goes, "I don't mean to freak you out, but I think I'm about to have a seizure." And I was like, "All right, man." Just like he's like, "I'm just gonna lay down, you know." And
that's the best thing. Yeah, you really do want to lay down or sit down.
So I was like, "Yeah, no." And
I've actually fallen and hit my head and had a seizure before.
Really? No, yeah, he just like has them sometimes. But like it's weird. Like they don't know what's caused. Like he doesn't have like epilepsy. Or anything.
Same, dude. They couldn't. I had so many tests and shit done. They never could figure out what caused it. I don't have them as much. The only time now that I ever really have seizures is when I eat like a retardedly high dose of edibles. Like if I eat a fuck ton of edibles, dude, I more than likely
a fuck ton of edibles in the first place.
Yeah, that's the thing.
No, but like his other buddy, his good friend. I don't really like him as much, but his good friend, I guess like Slade said the same thing to him. Like he thought he was about to have a seizure, and he started freaking out. And was like, "No, don't do this to me right now." And I'm like, "Dude, are you shitting me?" Like that's what he said.
What a dick,
I'm always telling Slade like I'm ready to like get down and like fucking hold your head, and he's like, "Tristen, like I want you to know like I trust you." But and I'm like, I'm glad because like I'm there. Like I'm like
I've been around people that
have
been around people that have had seizures when I'm around. For sure, I've been on both ends of it. I've had them. And
like don't get me wrong, I'll be scared as fuck, and I'll be like,
oh yeah, for sure.
I'll be like, what the fuck? But then you know, like I'm not gonna like. First of all, I'm not just gonna fucking yell at him for fucking having a fucking brain aneurysm basically in front of me. Like, what?
Yeah.
You know, like, what the fuck? I'm gonna be there. I'll be like, yo, you good? Your legs there? Like, do you need something? We're calling the fucking, they're on their way. Like, you need some water, dog? Like, after you're done? Like, you just let that shit roll out, man.
Yeah.
You need some weed right now? I got that too. Like, we're down. Let's get it, you know? Fuck, that shit's crazy.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy shit.
The world is fucking crazy, man.
It is. Like I said, I can't wait for
so many different people and different perspectives.
Oh, everyone looks at the world different. It's crazy. Everyone looks at the world different. And that's what I've come to the conclusion with, because a lot of like I used to think that I looked at it at a different angle, but I think that everyone works at it at their own angle, and some people just collide, like, you know, with what you've been saying so far, like a lot of shit, like I do, like I
believe in like a vibe too. Like sometimes like there's some people like they've never necessarily given me a reason to not like them. I just don't
fuck with their vibe.
Feel like a vibe when I'm with them.
That's kind of like with Slade's friend. Like he's never really given me a reason to not like him, besides being like an arrogant prick sometimes. But like that's the thing. It's like that's his like. He's like a very follower too. Like because he's weird looking. He's a twin, and his brother's kind of like he's on the spectrum, and like they're like weak. I don't mean to be mean, but they're weird looking a little. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like you know what I mean. So he's definitely like he wants to be a cool kid, so he follows those douchey assholes and has that personality, and it's like, dude, it's just not how you want to run through life. You know, you want to be the like I want to be the person that like somebody's sad, they're like, I need to talk to someone. I want to talk to Tristen. You know what I mean? Or like, anything like that. Like I want to, you know, or like I want to, you know, I want to be like, this party can't start without Tristen too. You know, because like I don't want to be the center of the party, but like I need to be in the vibe of the party. I want the party to be vibing with us. You know, unlike you said, striding away. That's why psychedelics are great. That really just makes it, dude.
Have you ever had ego death off of psychedelics?
I don't know what that is.
It's like the literal death of your ego, where you don't necessarily know if this qualifies as ego death, but like I ate a decent dose of shrooms one night, and at the end of the night, like it was like early in the morning at that point, but at the end of the trip, I'm just laying in bed and like my heart's racing, and like I just in my mind, like in that moment, like I knew I was dead, like 100%. And then, like, my last thought before falling asleep was, like, somehow, like, I hope, like, my, like, conscious gets transferred to, like, another type of existence. And, like, I don't know, like, I was just, like, having all these crazy thoughts and, like, thinking about, like, my shortcomings in life and just, like, and that's actually what inspired me to start writing the book that I'm writing, too. Like, I have had this book in my head since I was in, like, 8th, 9th grade, but I've never really, like, outright sat down and, like, you know, started writing it. And I was just, like, in that moment, I was like, I'm dying right now. And, like, I have this story that I, like, so carefully put all this time into, like, thinking about and creating. And nobody's ever going to hear that story. I was just like, shit.
Do it. I want to hear it. I want to read that book.
Oh, for sure. I'm almost done the first roughest of rough drafts. I'll let you read the first rough draft. It's pretty bad.
I think I might have told you because we definitely talked about, like, your book, but, like, there was this girl that I went to like middle school with, and she wrote a book. She was a big writer too, and she wrote multiple books. And one of the books that she let me read, it was like she was writing, and I had to read first chapters. It was, I don't know what it was, dude. It was like do you remember me talking about it at all?
I think so.
It was, like there was like this. It was like they were in school. I don't know what grade, and it was the main character. One of the main characters was a dude, and this new dude is in their school. And then basically you find out the main character goes home with this new person. They're like the same age, and they just walk home, and he ends up finding out that she's a girl, and that she's like, and her like grandparents or something force her and stuff, and it's like, it's really cool. I really like. It was really good, and I was like, holy fucking shit. We're in middle school, dude, and I was like.
That's around the time when I came up with my book, too. Yeah. And my book, like, I'm actually a little bit concerned with, like, how violent this book is, being that I came up with it when I was pretty young. But I was also, like, my parents, like, when it came to video games and stuff, they knew what they were. Like, they saw the M rating, or, like, the movies, you know, they saw it was rated R. But when it came to a book, they're like, oh, wow, you're reading a book. Awesome. But, like, really, I'm, you know, reading, like, Stephen King in, like, 8th, 9th grade. And it's just, like, some pretty dark shit.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. No, yeah. Do you think that, like, all those crazy books that are really good, like the Harry Potters and shit, like, do you think those people had those thoughts when they were in middle school, too? Like, I need to write this book about this wizard, like, has this story, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm not sure. I read it. I actually frequently watch a lot of, like, writing tips and just, like, watch a lot of the bigger writers talk, and I watched a pretty big thing about J.K. Rowling. And she was actually, like, she went through, like, a massive, like, phase of depression and, like, straight locked herself in her room for, like, a long time and just wrote. And that's how she wrote Harry Potter. But even Shakespeare wrote a lot of his shit. He was in, like, a forced quarantine, like, during some fucking ancient plague. And he wrote a lot of shit in fucking quarantine.
Imagine that. Imagine locking away being depressed. And your book is about a boy who is stuck in a closet under the stairs. She's also against trans people.
Is she?
Yeah.
No shit.
Like, says it publicly, you know?
Again, you know, you just gotta separate the art from the artist.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you do, yeah. I mean, I can get where that comes from, because, like, with that, or, like, trans people, like, I mean, do you? It's not my body. I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't care what bathroom you use. Honestly, I think of it like, I'm just trying to piss. You're probably just trying to piss.
Yeah.
Like, who gives a fuck? If I would have it, it'd be like an omni bathroom, like just one giant bathroom that anybody can just use with stalls and shit. But like, I know, I understand there's, like, predators and shit that would fuck with that, but, like, you know, but, like, it's people that are like, oh, well, if you don't like trans girls, then you're transphobic. It's like, dude, it's like, I don't want to fuck a fat bitch either. You know what I mean? Like, because I just won't get my dick hard. Like, that's the basis of it. Like, like at the main primitive level of it is like, you can't take a sexual preference seriously because it's just what makes my dick. There's people that watch, like, people shit in each other's mouth and they get their dicks hard, you know what I mean? Those people are weird, you know what I mean? Like, you're just attracted to what you're attracted to.
Yeah, I've been called a racist myself because, like, I'm not sexually attracted to black girls. I'm not sexually attracted to black women.
I know, and there's like,
and I'm not like, you know, I don't know, like, people say that's racist, but it's like, how is that any different than saying, like, I'm not sexually attracted to redheads? You know what I mean? Like,
like that's you just don't.
Yeah.
It's like
it's not like I have a problem. It's not like I have a problem with them or anything. Yeah. It's just like I'm not sexually attracted to you. Like, sorry.
They're like, and I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say that there's not a single black woman on this earth that I wouldn't fuck.
Right. It's just not my typical preference.
Yeah. Exactly. Like on the most daily, the daily people that I see in me, like, I'm just not attracted to them. I'm just not, unfortunately. And it is because the melanin in their skin is more produced.
And, you know, and all my friends, like, I'm emotionally attracted and shit. I'm just not, like, physically sexually attracted to it.
Yeah, you know? No, that's just how it is sometimes. That's I've been called, same thing. Like, Jesse literally has said, like, that's pretty racist when I said that.
Yeah, people have told me that that's racist.
I'm like, dude, like, it's not, like, what do you want me to do? Get into a bed and not be able to get hard? Like, what do you want me to fucking do? What do you want me to do? So it's like gonna be, what are you gonna fucking...
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Skin against nothing. Like, you know, fuck. It made me pretty mad. Like, because, like, I was like, dude, like, my whole thing is, like, how people perceive me. Not really, like, not to the point where it's, like, obsessive, where, like, like, everyone has to like me, but it's like, you know what I mean? If you don't have a good reason to not like me and I've never done anything to you, like, why?
Yeah.
And it's like, if you don't fuck with me, then whatever. I'm not gonna give a shit about it. But it's like people that, like, that I, like, genuinely find interesting and, like, are, like, good people, and, like, if they have a problem with me, it's like, well, like, why? Like, what did I do? Like, I really don't understand. Like, you know, there's only one parent in Plattsburgh that I think, like, doesn't think good of me, and that's my old, really good friend, Jacob Brandmeyer. Do you know Camille?
Camille
Allen?
Yeah,
It was her boyfriend
before,
or whatever she was dating. It was the Asian kid, if you ever met him. And his mom, like, basically blames me for him just starting into drugs. And I was like, dude, your son did drugs before I did drugs. Like, I smoked pot while your kid was fucking taking shrooms and shit. This is like when I was only a pot smoker, okay? If anything, your kid got me into doing other drugs at the most. But, like, you know, and I just always sat uneven with her. Like, dude, it's ever since she probably found us with vapes. We were vaping upstairs in this attic, right? And she, like, was getting home in 40 minutes. 40 minutes, Ed. Okay, we put the vapes away, right? Okay. We wiped down the walls, Ed, with fucking, like, Clorox clean shit, right? Had a fan venting out the window for 40 fucking minutes. It was e-cig vape, okay?
Yeah.
She walks upstairs. I fucking smell it. We're like, what? She's like, it smells like burnt popcorn. Where are the vapes? Are you fucking serious? What are you, a fucking dog? Like, what? Bro, I can't even smell that shit after it's vaped. What the fuck do you mean you smell it, dude? Comes in, dude. There's a hole in the wall. She didn't look at that yet, but they're in my backpack. She looks in Jake's backpack. That's the kid. And then she's like, Bob. She called me Bob. Can I look in your backpack? I was like, yep. Looks in it. She finds both our mods. It was like when mods were a thing, you know. And she, like, takes them, and I guess she, like, ran over him with a car. But she was like going hardcore at us for it. She didn't tell my mom, thankfully, but it was probably because of that like, she didn't like me.
Yeah,
it was like, he got me into that.
Adults hate vaping, man.
I mean, it's bad.
I don't know. My parents actually vaped. Well, they don't anymore, but they did when I was, like, in high school, so it's a little different. Well, they're like, I was allowed to just, like shuck a cloud, like, in my kitchen, you know, if my parents were, like, around, like, nobody gave a shit, dude. But sometimes, man, I'd go to somebody's house and, like, just not even thinking. Like, I'm just chilling at somebody's house and I'd just, like, blow a fat cloud. And their parents would look at me like I was the fucking devil. And I was like, oh, shit, my bad.
Jesus, I couldn't even believe, I would, like, the feeling I'd get from that glaze, like.
Yeah.
But no, like, it's, I mean, like, at the same time that I understand it's bad, is it no different than, like, 20 years ago when, like, people our age were smoking cigarettes? Like, you know what I mean? Like, when our parents were kids, they would go down and buy cigs for their parents.
Yeah, my biggest fear with the vapes and shit is I think, like, a lot of the attitudes that we have now about vaping are the attitudes that people had about cigarettes back in the day. And, like, it turns out the cigarettes cause mad cancer.
Fuck, yeah, that's a good way of looking at it, too, yeah.
So, like, I don't know.
That's why I, like, don't. That's why, like, right now I'm hitting it just because it's here, and, like, I know that good buzz is gonna feel nice right now, but, like, I'm not, like, Jesse has them, I don't hit his at all, really, because it sucks, but, like, I smoke pot. Like, if I get cancer from pot, like, it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like, God did it. There's a God. If I get cancer from pot, there's a God. That's what's happening. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, there's no way, dude. Pot's just great. We were thinking about this one day, like, you can kill yourself by eating. You can kill yourself by drinking too much water. You can kill yourself by, like, not moving for long enough, and you can kill yourself by moving too much. Your body will physically stop you from overdosing on pot. Like, you will just pass out before you can physically kill yourself on weed. Is that not
have you ever greened out?
No, I've never greened out.
I have one time, dude.
Like puked?
No, like, it's just like blacking out, like blackout drunk, but you're just
Oh
like
my god, I
blackout
have.
high.
Let me hear your story. I have.
So one night, dude.
Greened out for me, people call that as like puking.
Oh, okay.
But like, no, I've never puked. But
yeah, so I have puked off weed before too, but that was off of like a really, really, really fat dab.
But you coughed, right?
Oh yeah, I coughed for like 20 minutes and then I
That doesn't count to me. I'm talking about people are stoned and then all of a sudden they're like, I'm gonna puke. No, I've never done that. No, I've definitely coughed on a dab and puke. I honestly, like, 9 times out of 10, if I don't take the dab carefully, I'm gonna cough till I puke.
Yeah. So this one night, this was back before, like, I was smoking at this point, but I wasn't, like, smoking as heavy as I typically do now. And, so I remember I think this was one of the first times I met Isaiah, and I definitely not the first time, but I'd met him a few times, and, him and some other people come over, and, we end up smoking, like, a 3-gram Keef blunt. I end up doing a couple of dabs, bunch of, grab bong rips. And I actually lucid dreamed this night, too, which is hilarious. But anyways, I literally remember going over to the couch and passing out. Now, apparently, this was before I was in Plattsburgh. I had no knowledge of, like, the whole parking ban system, like it was winter.
Yeah.
And so I just left my car parked on the side of the street. And apparently, I got woken up several times. And they're like, your car is getting towed, this and that, all this shit. And apparently, dude, I have zero memory of this whatsoever. But apparently, like, I was a straight douchebag. Like, I looked at Isaiah and I was like, you fucking retard, your car is getting towed, like, all this shit, dude. Like, crazy shit. And, like, they were like, let us have your keys. And I was like, no, fuck you. Like, my car's not getting towed right now. Like, I have zero recollection of this, but I've been told by multiple people, like, this is how the night went down. So I remember, like, just sleeping, and I actually lucid dreamed that night, later on in the night. And then, like, the next morning, like, I walk out. Don't see my car. I walk back into the apartment, and I'm like, yo, dude, somebody stole my car. I'm, like, going on and on. They're like, bro, what do you mean? We told you. And I'm just like, I had no recollection of it whatsoever.
So you had to go get your car that was towed?
Yeah, it was my first day at this job, and I straight showed up late, and then, like, I had to go get my car afterwards.
Damn.
Yeah, I got, like, a several $100 tow fee, and then a parking ticket fee as well.
No, so the first time that I ever greened out was, and that's the only time it was like my 3rd time-ish smoking pop, and it was back when, like, box mods were a thing, like, vapes, and my 2 buddies and this girl were over at my house, and my dad was home, we were playing beer pong while he was sleeping, and the girl and the guy went to bed, like, just to sleep in separate beds up in my room, and then I snuck out with my other buddy to his house, and, like, we went, and he to smoke inside, he took his air purifier and stuck it out the window. It was like a giant AC that had like a slot. And we took the vape and he took a stovetop type like coil. It was like a flat coil. And he would heat up a little bit, take some of the grinded weed, put it on top, and then we'd sit over it with like a vape mouthpiece and just suck it in as the smoke is slowly coming up while you pulse heat it up, right? And I remember, so we got there at like 12:31, and like I remember taking my first hit, and at my second hit I like hit it, and then I woke up like on my hands and knees on the ground looking under the bed, and like I won't like came to, you know what I mean? I was looking. He goes, "Did you find it?" And I was like, "I find what?" And he's like, "The mouthpiece," and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's right here." So I got back up, I took another hit, and I blinked, and I was on his couch, and I was like, "So what are we gonna do?" And he goes, "Oh, you gotta go home, it's pretty late." And I was like, "It's only like 12, I'm so high, like let me stay till like 2. He goes, "Bro, it's like 4 a.m. right now. We've watched 2 movies and been laughing at each other for the last like 3.5 hours." And I was like, "Are you fucking serious right now?" And he goes, "No, I'm not shitting you." I didn't have a phone at this time. And I was like, "For real?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, yeah. Like, it's 4 a.m. right now." Damn. And so, that bike ride home was fucking weird. I like, going down the hill where it is, it's this giant hill. People go down there to ride longboards now because it's so steep. And I mean, like, I was like, "Oh, look at this, there's a light. Oh, fuck, I'm riding my bike." Like, "Oh, it's so light. Fuck, I'm riding my bike. There's a car. Fuck, I'm riding my bike." I had to keep reminding myself that I'm like riding. Like, this isn't a dream. Like, I'm literally riding my bike down the road right now. It's fucking crazy. It was a crazy experience. No, I've been fucking. That's the thing I don't like about alcohol too, is I've been that fucked up on weed, and I've also been super fucked up drinking, and like, I know I would try things that I wouldn't want to try while I was drunk.
Oh
like,
yeah, for sure. I think, I don't know, drunk is definitely like a worse type of blackout than like a high.
I fucking hate it. Oh my god. Oh my god. I was on a cruise, and I used to wear a fedora. Fedora. My cousin called me Fedorable. He goes, "Oh, look at you. You're Fedorable." I'm like, "Shut up the fuck up, Josh." But no, where'd you go to school?
I went to Peru when I was younger. I went to Shazy.
Josh McCulley?
Yeah, that's your cousin. Yeah,
that's my cousin,
yeah.
Fedorable, that's what he called me.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. And so I got fucking wasted on fucking this party on this cruise we all went on as a family. And it was like prom night. As for the teens. And, like, we were all like there dancing with a bunch of girls, dude. And I was going around and I was like, "Hi, my name's Tristen. I'm not going to remember your name for the rest of the night, but let me see your names. I'm going to try to guess it. You're Addison from Montana? No. Are you Addison from Montana? No. You're definitely Addison from Montana." I did that the whole night. By the end of it, the one bitch threw my hat across the fucking room, damn. Right? And then, like, at the end of it, I was like, walking to my hotel room. I was so fucked up, I dropped my key card. I'd continue walking a couple, like a good, 5, 6, 7 feet, and then I'd go, "Oh, I dropped my key card. I need to go pick that back up." I'd pick it up, and then walk a little bit, and drop it again, and keep going. And the next day, dude, my cousin and I were walking, dude, on the street, and 4 or 5 groups of girls were like, "Hey, Tristan, do you remember us?" My cousin's like, "Hey!" And I was like, "No, they fucking hate me, dude." Dude, I was so fucked up, dude. Oh my god. And that's not even the most fucked up I've been, but that's me fucked up.
Yeah, the most fucked up I've ever been was I won't tell you the story that happened that night. It was pretty wild, but fucking, I started the night with a full cup of UV blue, like a red Solo cup full of UV blue. Drank that. Then I made a fucking Bacardi and Coke mix drink. Drank that. Then I drank several Twisted Teas, smoked a bunch of weed, and then I drank a 4 Loco. And that's the drunkest I've ever been. I was unbelievably drunk.
No, you don't have to. It's
no, you weren't. Well, yeah, fucking. I'm not a big drinker.
No, I don't
anymore.
Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, I like the atmosphere of drinking with the homies. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's a cool atmosphere to be in. But I also smoke pot, talk.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely the way to go. Or like do a 1.1 molly, point zero or 0.01 molly, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And fucking just or point yeah 0.1 of molly. Just do a 0.1 of molly and just talk for like 3-4 hours. You know what I mean? Like why?
Yeah.
Why you gotta drink? And like a lot of my family looks at it too, and they're like, "Oh, you smoke every day?" And I'm like, "It's no different than coming home and having a beer. Like,
Yeah, it's a fact.
just having a fucking bowl. Like, play some video games, go to bed. Like, I don't think they understand that like everybody today is depressed. Honestly.
Oh yeah,
Like,
especially with this COVID shit.
Yeah. Oh, that's made it even worse. But like everybody today is just like, am I gonna make it? You know what I mean? Like, what is like even like us, you know, especially like our age group is like, we're like, especially now too, like you just said, like it's like, what's happening? You know,
Yeah.
Healthcare sucks. Fucking, our world's going to shit. Everyone hates each other. Police are beating up people. Like, it's like, dude, like you said, if I was anywhere else, I'd just be looking at this place like, haha,
Yeah.
fuck you.
And I mean, I still do laugh when I hear some of the ridiculous shit Trump says, and then I gotta think to myself, I'm like, wait, this is my president right now. This ain't funny, this is fucking scary.
No, and he only won the first term because of Hillary. And unfortunately, I think that might happen. They're really good, man. They're really good. Like, I definitely think there's sketchy shit going on and up there, and I think Hillary is part of it, but, like, they're really good at making... Trump, especially, it's just, like, he is an actor, and he is putting on a show for the American people. That's, like, how I can describe it. It's, like, and, like, Joe Rogan talks about it pretty well, too. Like, he just captures that, like... He just plays like he's the bigger guy. He's the alpha, and that's like most people are like primitive enough to like follow that, you know. And Sleepy Joe, but at the same time, though, the Democrats, man, you got a man with dementia sitting in our fucking like running against the guy. Are your like, do you trust your scientists? No, they're very good. They're very good scientists. Where scientists have said that you need to do so. Yeah, but they're wrong. Like, who are you going off of? My sources? No.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You know, like, what's your health plan benefit? Like, what's your act that's you're going to interpret? We have a plan. We're working on a plan. Like, we're just going to throw out Obamacare, and then like, and they're like, well, what are you going to do with the 20 million people on Obamacare? And they're like,
yeah,
I don't know. He's like, I'm just going to make a better one. It's going to be way better. It's going to be way better, he says. I know healthcare better than anyone. I'm just going to be the best. I love it. No one knows healthcare better. It's tremendous. We're going to have a tremendous healthcare system. It's unreal, dude.
Bro, your Trump impersonation is great.
Thank you. But it's so stupid, dude. I mean, like, he's like, I have to answer that. His first debate, dude, he's interrupting everybody. He's interrupting everybody at this point. And
yeah, he wasn't even interrupting the moderator.
Yeah, the whole time. Chris Wallace couldn't talk. And he's like, Mr. President, please, Mr. President. He's like, what do you want me to do, Chris? He's wrong. He's wrong. What do you want me to do? He's so wrong. What do you want me to do? That's what he said. What do you want me to do? Shut the fuck up and let the guy talk his wrong shit if he's wrong. You're getting fact-checked by everybody after this debate's over anyway. Let him say whatever he wants. Like, the fact that politicians would go up to debate and then just completely lie about everything that they said and not think that everyone that has Google is going to try to Google those facts blows my mind. Like, people try to explain shit to me.
Well, I think
it's like
part of it too is like his team is probably telling him like to say this, this, and this, and then he just goes up there and fucking freeballs it.
Yeah, and that's honestly what draws people too. Is how he like has those little smirky like in the first debate they were talking about like, well, Mr. President Trump like holds rallies, big rallies with no mask outside. Yes, outside. And then he's like, Joe Biden though holds smaller people with masks. He's like, that's because nobody wants to come or go. And like, it was funny. Like, it's hilarious. But like, I think about it. It's like, yes, that's hilarious, but that's the guy who's running our country. Like, do I want a comedian to run our country, or do I want a guy? You know what I mean? But at the same time, to me, they're just both. Joe Biden's less racist, but he's just more manipulative, I feel like, than Trump is. And Trump is just a racist, says whatever he wants, misogynistic, lives in the 50s, fucking white asshole. Like, you know, we like, and that's what we're voting on. And people are like, why aren't you voting? And it's like, because what's the fucking point? We're fucked. Like, it's just a vote for the other guy. And I'm like, in my eyes, who gives a fuck? Like, either way, we're getting fucked out of something. Like, there's no good path. It's like, here.
Yeah, it's like the lesser of two evils.
Yeah, like I saw this picture. It's like, hey, you like babies? Yeah. Would you rather I blend this baby in a blender or cook it in a microwave? And he's like, what the fuck? Neither. And he's like, go vote. That's what they're saying. Like, what? Like, no. Like, I don't want either. And they're like, well, what's gonna happen? Like, I don't want to be a part of either one happening. That's the thing. Yeah. I want to be a part of the group of people that said, I thought for myself today, and thought, this country's fucked. And both sides are fucked. You know what I mean? Because both sides go too far. Like I said, there's just...
Yeah, there's no happy medium middle ground anymore. I mean, there is, but it's rare, you know?
It's ridiculous. Do you have a point that you want to stop at? Or?
I think this is good, man. We're at almost 3 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We fucking...
Talked about quite a bit today.
Yeah, we got into it.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Anything you want to say before we end?
Let's do it again.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'll have you back on for sure, man. This was episode 4 of the High Tide. Hope you all enjoyed. Peace out.